this is my stream ritual that I check my phone and I'm always the first viewer.
It still says you're offline for me, but
It takes a little bit.
oh, is it
Yeah.
okay?
So I gotta update the search and
You do
oh,
you.
all right, look at that. We're live. I think. I hope. I hope the audio works and all that, but here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yay. All right. So the goal for at least for the enter the Gungeon part is to get this little robot guy to the end. You see him dancing around.
Yeah, I see him. Oh, he's so cute.
Yeah.
I love him.
The hard thing about him is he doesn't have health. He only has armor, and usually you get health and armor.
Mhm.
So if you like, for example, if you beat an enemy and it gives you health, then he won't be able to pick it up, which
Oh,
makes
I
it,
see.
yeah. I'm gonna turn
Oh,
down my uh, volume in game.
by the way, it still says you're streaming Rocket League.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, it's a Rocket League green team.
Let's see if I can change it right now. I probably
You should
can.
be able to. If you have OBS open, you should be able to update like your
Can you update
stream
it in
name.
OBS?
Yeah, here, let me open OBS.
Because
It's
I
if you
think.
have all your stream, you can get like all your Twitch, like your stream overlays. Like you can have the chat up in OBS.
Oh wait, hold up. I found it. I found it. I'm just
You
using
got it.
I'm using the app right now.
OBS has an app.
No, the Twitch app.
Oh. I was like, what? Yeah. So you might be able to do it from the app as well, but I know you can do it from OBS. Yeah, but
All right. Enter the Gungeon robot run and chat with MrTheObsessionist. Hell yeah.
I just dabbed, but no one can see it, so it's sad.
You just dabbed. Oh, nice.
I just dabbed on them.
Do you want to know how many people are watching Enter the Gungeon streams right now?
Hit me with it.
30.
Aw, damn.
We're about to get
30 whole people?
Yes. All right. Hopefully it says now that I'm streaming Enter the Gungeon.
I'll refresh. We'll see. It still says Rocket League.
Hold up. Let me see. Let me see if I did something wrong. I don't think I did.
Dude, how unprofessional.
Oh,
You gotta
no.
do this crap before the stream starts.
I gotta do this before the stream, I know. But it's
Nah, you're good.
Enter the Gungeon. Update information.
Oh, it's there. You changed the game.
Wait, did it work?
Yeah, it says enter the Gungeon.
Yeah.
But it still says the stream title is Rocket League Hood Grey Team.
Maybe that'll change eventually.
I think, no, you have to change that yourself.
Hold on.
But you could leave it Rocket League Hood. That's the stream. You just changed the game you're playing. I don't know why Twitch says this is a driving/racing game.
Yeah, I don't know. Hold on, I'm gonna
But your
try and
stream-
change the title. I really want to make it Enter the Gungeon, Robot Run, and chatting with Mr. I really have to think to spell out your name.
Oh yeah, back in 2012, I really just had to make it the most confusing name, and then just never change it.
Oh yeah.
Like, what was 12-year-old me thinking?
Was there like a specific reason you chose that name?
I wanted something with Mr. in it, because non-binary gang.
Yeah.
I just wanted to confuse people.
Oh.
And my thing because I had a DeviantArt account before I had like a YouTube or anything.
Mhm.
And so my name on that was The Obsessionist, and then some numbers. But I was like, I don't like that anymore. I want a Mister in there, so I sound all like proper. Like you have to call me Mister when you like refer to me.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, we'll just keep Obsessionist in there, because
I think,
it
yeah.
wasn't that I was obsessed. It just was the undiagnosed ADHD.
Gotcha. For me,
So
it's always like
yeah.
every good stream name has like two parts, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you got Mr. Beast, you got PewDiePie,
That's a bit of a stretch, but I see what you.
You get it. You get
It it works because because it has the rhyming kind of scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not rhyming, but it rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, it's gotta make sense in your head.
Yeah.
The only similar name I've seen to mine is the Diamond Files.
Ooh,
He's
yeah.
always who comes up when I search Diamond Fire. It doesn't seem like there's a Diamond Fire, but it didn't let me take that name. That was annoying.
Yes. That's rough.
But we power through, you know?
Yeah, you got there. Your name's cool. I like Diamond Fire.
Well, thank you. Did I tell you the story of what somebody else thought of it? I probably
No,
did.
I don't think so.
I probably
mean,
did,
go for it. I
but
probably
now-
forgot.
Yeah, it's for the chat. What's up,
the
chat?
chat.
Poggers in the chat.
MLG Poggers.
So, I had just started using this name because I had gotten a 3DS, and my dad told me I couldn't use my old name, which was Wild Fox, because it had part of my last name in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
so I was
so.
like,
That's so inconsequential.
I know. But I thought, okay,
parents freak out about that stuff.
Exactly. So I had to come up with something new, and I was like, well, what is like 12-year-old me thinking about these days? Oh, I know, Ben 10. And there's
Ben 10.
because it sounds like a Ben 10 alien name, right?
It makes me think of that one.
Yeah, there's Diamond Head, and then
Yeah, the diamond one. Yeah.
and then there's also some fire guy who I originally thought his name was Wildfire, but I don't think that's right. So I combined the two, and I was like, Diamond Fire sounds pretty cool, because that's actually an actual term, which is cool as well.
Yeah.
It's like the shininess of the diamond.
Nice. Diamonds are cool.
Yeah, but then I started using it, and eventually I got to high school, and we had Kahoot in history class.
Oh,
So I
hell
entered
yeah.
these- Oh, this story does not get fun. Just a warning.
Oh no. Oh god.
So, I
Please
entered
keep going.
I entered Diamond Fire for the Kahoot name, because you never use your real name.
Oh yeah, of course. Mine was always Cash Money, by the way.
Yeah, so if you lose, you can just say, oh, wasn't me.
Exactly.
Yeah. So then I entered Diamond Fire, and I had this teacher who was like, always spoke his mind. And I liked him for that a little bit, but he was also a little bit of a, how should I say, I don't even know the term, socially conservative, economically liberal sort of thing.
Yeah.
So when he saw that name, he immediately was like, "Oh, that sounds like a gay porn star." And I was like, "Oh, no, please." I was distraught. I was so sad. I was like, I really
He
don't.
eviscerated you.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that wrong with being associated with that, but I was like 14 or 15-year-old me was like, "Oh, this is bad."
I think that's on your teacher though. That's not
Yeah.
at all what
Yeah.
what came to mind.
Yeah. Because I don't think anybody now is gonna be like, "That's definitely what I'm
You're
thinking of."
definitely a gay
Yeah.
porn star.
But now it's all over with it. And I'm kind of used to it now. I'm like, it's a good name. It's my name. I'll answer to it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we like to hear.
That's the story of Diamond Fire.
Nice. Reminds me of how my sister got it. This is kind of a weird tangent for the story, but my sister got a new car
Mhm.
like many years ago, and it's like kind of a blue, but it's kind of like it's kind of like a steely blue,
Mhm.
you know, like not like a vibrant kind of like ocean blue or aquamarine. It's nice and like grayish kind of blue.
Okay.
And so she had a red car before that, and the car name was Rover. She called it Rover,
Uh-huh.
because it was red. And so the new car had to have a new name, and so she called it, I think it was Blue Steel. But me and my boyfriend would always say, that sounds like a stripper. You named your car a stripper. And she
No.
got so angry at us every time because she liked the name so much. But then she had to stop calling it that because we made fun of her every time.
Damn.
But it was funny.
I mean, that's pretty funny.
It wasn't like in a mean way. She just was getting like super defensive about it every time. She was like, "It is not, guys."
So that's why you kept doing it, because she got super defensive.
Yeah, because it was, and she's just funny to mess with.
I don't think I ever. I think I met your mom, but I didn't meet your sister. I don't think ever.
No, she didn't really come to a lot of school things.
Ooh, can we talk about how we first met?
Oh my god.
Because that was just funny.
Oh my god.
Can you tell that? Can you tell that?
It was straight up. I'll try to the best of my ability. So, was it like Accepted Students Day, right?
Yes.
It was Accepted Students Day.
We didn't even choose. I don't think we put down our deposit or anything.
No. This was just like a little meet and greet thing for anyone who was accepted as a student at our school.
Right.
And me and my mom walk in. We talk to the people at the door. We get our papers and whatever. They're like, "Oh, thanks for coming." We were like, "Yeah." And my mom and I stand and we look around because we don't know where to sit. It's kind of at that point where enough people were there that every table was taken, so you had to pick someone to sit with at this point.
Right.
And
which is hard. Which is very hard sometimes.
It's hard, especially for me at that point. Like 3 years ago, me was so much different than today me. 3 years ago, me, I was just like, "Hey, I'll just go to the bathroom. You sit somewhere, and then tell me what happened."
Yeah.
And so my mom sees this man's right here at a table all by himself.
Yeah.
And she says to me, she was like, "Oh, look, that kid looks like a nerdy computer science major."
Oh.
You should go, because I was also planning to be a nerdy computer science major at this point. She was like, "You should go sit with him because you guys look like you'd have common interests." I was like, "Yeah, okay." And we rolled up, we sat down, and I honestly don't really remember what happened after that, but it was good times.
It really was.
First friend made. Yeah.
I remember specifically going back to, because this was still during high school. And I went back to high school and I was like, "Guys, I already made a friend and I have a feeling it's a good one."
Aww.
Yeah.
I had the same feeling. I was like, "Oh, thank God, someone I vibe with."
Yeah.
Good vibes.
Definitely.
And that's what happened. That's the
and then
story.
we liked like all the same things.
Yeah,
we were
literally.
both Nintendo gamers.
Nintendo boyos.
And
nerdy computer science guys.
Yeah. Eventually we got into esports. We were both
got into esports. We were like I think the two of us were literally like the first two people to join the esports team.
Were we actually?
Like,
did he call us first? I think he called us first.
I think so. I just remember the day that, like, I forget who sent the email about it, but like I was working. This was the middle of the summer. I was at my job. I got the email. I stopped what I was doing to send, because it was like, "Oh, if you're interested, send this guy who is our coach, send him an email saying you're interested," and stuff like that. I literally stopped what I was doing at my job to formulate that email.
Yeah.
And then send it to him. And I was like, wow, I had to have been like, and then like a week later or whatever, he called like some of the people who were interested. And I'm pretty sure we were like the first two people he called.
Oh, definitely.
Because by the time he talked to me, I was like, "Yeah, my friend, like me and my friend are really excited to join." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I already talked to him." And he's like, he's like, and he specifically said, "Is like, he's not nearly as hyped as I am." And I was like,
God. Well, no.
I was like,
I think I was trying to. How I remember it is we got the emails, and I think specifically for Smash, he was like, "Okay, I want a replay or something." And I was like, "Okay,
oh, okay,
sounds cool." And I sent him my replay, and it was pretty bad because I had not recorded anything. It was just it was me ditzing about with Cloud because I thought Cloud was my main. Yeah, so I was a bit nervous too. Like when he called me, I thought,
I was a little nervous.
I gotta play it cool. I didn't want to sound too hyped. And
yeah,
also,
understandable.
I was probably in my room, and I didn't want to like be real loud.
Yeah. Luckily, so the first time he called me, it was it was so inopportune. Literally, okay, it was 9 o'clock at night on a Monday.
Yeah.
And so already that's inconvenient, but also at that point in time was when me and my friends who are local, we would go to trivia every Monday night at a local
Ooh.
restaurant.
Yeah.
And so we were in the middle of trivia, so like
I really hope you're
that.
not watching the stream right now. Please don't watch it.
Oh, don't worry, I'm looking at maid outfits for drawing reference.
I just did 2 very stupid things, but oh no, 3 very stupid things.
Aw, damn, my dude.
But I'm glad you're not
and-
watching. Continue.
Yeah, and so like it's already like, oh, I'm out with friends at a restaurant. I don't want to like answer my phone, but we were also doing trivia, so like it'd be kind of sus to go on my phone. And so I was like, yeah, I'll call him back tomorrow. And so I called him back like Tuesday morning, and I left a message, and then within 2 seconds he called me back.
Yeah, he's always.
And then
yeah,
he was very punctual. And then we had like a 3-hour conversation. Not really, that's an exaggeration, but it was quite long about esports and like Overwatch and stuff. And he was like, "Oh, what's your setup like?" And I'm like, "Hey, I got pretty good. It's this and this and this." And he was like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty good." I was like, "Thank you, sir."
Yeah, I definitely didn't give him any like solid things that I had or was good at.
Well, you were at that point just interested in Smash, and so that's kind of just like,
Yeah.
"Oh, do you have a Switch?
Yes, I
do you
do.
play offline?"
Yes, I do, sir.
Then hey, you're good to go. That's
Yeah.
all I need.
Uh-huh.
The Overwatch, it's so complicated because there's ranks. I guess there's not really ranks in Smash, is there?
There
It's
is.
just kinda like,
Well, okay.
Oh, there is?
Okay, this is kind of dumb. So Smash has GSP, which is basically
yeah.
the number, the number of people that you are better than. It thinks at least. So
I see.
So technically, the highest GSP is around 8 million. So that indicates to us there are 8 million Smash players online.
Yeah.
And right now, with my main Pokemon trainer, I'm at 7.7 million.
God damn, my dude.
So then that's where the ranks come in, where it's like
Okay.
you are in Elite Smash if you're in the top. I want to say it's 15. No, it's like 5 or 10%. So if you're in that
Wow.
top tier, you get labeled Elite Smash,
Okay.
which sounds like a meme, like, oh yeah, I'm Elite Smash.
I'm in the top 10 percentile.
Yeah. I guess I mean also smashing like sex. Like I do Elite
Oh.
Smash.
Oh, true.
Yeah. But now that I've gotten Pokemon Trainer into Elite Smash, I want to get another character in there. I want to be just good at it, you know?
Yeah, of course.
But I'm having fun with it still, even though esports seems to have canceled it, because like they deleted the channel in the Discord.
Yeah. Guess it's just not. It's not good.
Yeah.
Esports. I mean, it's not good Smash time right now.
Yeah, because like the online really sucks as well.
Yeah, from what I've seen and heard.
Oh yeah. So tell me how Overwatch games are going.
Well, we were supposed to have a game on Friday, but we had to forfeit.
Really?
Yeah, because one of the guys didn't show up, and apparently he said he told me on our Wednesday practice that he wasn't gonna be there on Friday. But like we were already in the lobby with the other team, and I was like DMing him on Discord. I was texting him. I was like, please just let me know you're alive.
Yeah.
And so we ended up having to forfeit because we didn't have 6 people.
Damn.
But we were all kind of like, because they were really nice about it. They were like, oh, do you want to reschedule? But we looked at like, for some people, they have their career profiles like public. So anyone can see them. So for those people on their team, we looked and you can see their rank. Their rank was like, their rank was like a Masters, which is second highest from the top rank, which is Grandmasters. And we're like gold level, which so the ranks start at bronze, then it's silver, then it's gold.
Yeah.
Which is where we're at, and then it's diamond. And then it's platinum, diamond, masters, grandmasters. So you can imagine the fear.
Yeah.
And we were all kind of like, yeah, we're okay with taking the L on this one. And they were like, oh, good luck, see you next time. We were like, yeah, I hope we never see you again.
Oh my god. So I'm
But
gonna blow your mind
Yeah.
right now
Blow my
because
mind.
I'm about to show you how in sync we are. Because Rocket League and me specifically, we are the exact same. No, on Friday we had a game, and we think we have five. We think we have 5 people that can play, right?
Yeah.
So it gets time to game, and we're playing Howard, which is like
Oh yeah.
really chill. We're practicing with them, so we think everything's gonna go just fine. I look in the Discord. One of our players is not in the Discord, and I'm like, oh, what happened here? Coach tells me last minute, oh yeah, he's not on the team anymore. Okay.
Oh, that's happened to us a number of times.
Yeah, but then I was like, okay, we still have four possible players, right?
Yeah, and you only need 3, right?
Yeah, we only need 3, and
Okay.
I was like, I'm the one of them because I definitely know I can play. So I was like, we only need 2 more people out of the 3 or 4 more we can get. We'll make it. We'll be fine. Little did I know that everybody had plans Friday night because you know how Fridays are.
Yeah.
Saturdays are for the
Friday,
boys.
boys.
Saturdays are for the boys. Fridays are for the girls. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that's the saying, but whatever.
I would have no idea.
But it comes time to game, and I've already like DM'd all the people. I'm like, okay, we need somebody to show up. So one of the actual Rocket League players does show up. So I'm like, okay, cool. That sounds good to me. So I just needed 1 more. But the one person I'm that like hard to explain. But he's not technically on the Rocket League team. He plays Valorant and Fortnite. I'm not gonna name any names, but
No, you're good.
yeah. Like this isn't a roast against him, but just like he's doing a lot. So I didn't want to bother him, but I was also nervous. Like I really didn't want to forfeit against Howard because I thought we had a chance.
Yeah.
So I asked him and he's like, oh yeah, I have no idea if I'm gonna be able to because I'm in a car right now. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, that's understandable. So then I text the other person, and it's our coach, because our coach is the last person we can ask to play.
Yeah.
It's not Coach Leonard, it's...
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like all squirrely about it. He's like, I don't really want to do it if they think we're like cheating using the coach. And I was like, it's Howard. They already know you. You're not like amazing at the game. It's totally fair.
You suck, dude.
Yeah. I didn't want to tell him that. But he doesn't.
No,
he also
I
doesn't.
feel you.
He also doesn't suck. But
Yeah.
So yeah, he's like really confused and sort of like doesn't want to do it. So I text one of the Howard people because I'm friends with them, and they're like, we literally don't care who plays, we just want to play. And they were gonna keep it official. They weren't gonna make us forfeit or anything.
Yeah.
And so coach can play, and we're like, okay, cool. It all works out. So we play, and I'm streaming this game, so it might still be on my Twitch. Shout out to Chad if you want to check out that game. But we were yeah, we were absolutely demolished anyway.
Aww.
So it was such a long time to like prepare for that game. We were like 15 minutes late. I felt really bad.
Yeah.
Eventually we
got. At least it's Howard, you know.
Yeah. So it wasn't somebody like we had no idea who they were. So that's my Rocket League experience, and I'm also Rocket League ranks. They go exactly the same way. They start out in bronze, silver, gold,
Gotcha.
platinum, then diamond, then champ, then grand champ. I guess where I am.
Wait, I don't want to make assumptions. Where are you?
I'm in gold, the same as you.
Oh.
That's why I said we're in sync.
We are in sync, like the boy band.
Oh yes. So I just thought that was funny. As soon as you start talking about ranks, I'm like, you're not gold. There's no way you're gold.
Yeah, I am gold, boyo.
Wow.
So another funny thing about that game on Friday that we had to forfeit, we said, I was like, hey guys, I'm so sorry, like our guy's not showing up, like we're gonna have to forfeit. They even offered, they're like, do you want one of our guys to fill for you?
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
That feels very cheap, but
it does feel cheap, but like it was nice of them to offer, and it was nice to know that they weren't like such sticklers about the rules that
Right.
like, because we faced off against a team like the week prior, and so we've been having like some people dropping and adding some people on the Overwatch team, and so it's kind of been a mess to get like all the rosters right and all the leagues and stuff.
Yeah.
But I thought Coach told me that all of our current players were all like good to go and stuff. But like before our game started, like we're all in the lobby, we're ready to go. The enemy, not the enemy team.
You can call me the enemy team.
The team we were facing off against was like, yeah, we don't see these two players in your roster, and I was like, oh, that's weird. You know, our roster should be, this is our roster on ECC. These players are registered, and they were like, we're gonna have to check on that, and I was like, okay. And then they literally like, then they tell me, they're like, hey, can someone from your like not exactly our team, but you know, someone on the hood, like esports team. It was Coach eventually.
Yeah.
Can they jump into the ECC voice chat so we can talk about this? And I was like, what the fuck?
That's so rude.
I was like, it was really rude. I'm like, this is our roster. All of our members are legitimately like enrolled in this league. Like, you think we're trying to pull one over on you? And this ended up, this really peeved me off because these players were players that were so much higher ranked than us.
So it didn't even matter.
Like,
it didn't even matter who played. Like they were probably gonna win.
Yeah, we all of us knew because you know on our team because we always chat like when we see the team has like diamonds and masters on their level, we 100% already know it's going to be a wash, but we have the laugh and you know are fun about it anyway.
Yeah.
And so we were doing that, and then they started all this roster crap, and I was like, really, guys?
But then you really wanted to beat them.
Like, see, but at that point we already knew like it's impossible to beat them.
Okay.
And they were being real kind of a-holes like playing. So I always have this thing, and it's starting to catch on in the team. I call it proper Overwatch etiquette, which I don't think you play Overwatch, so you don't really know how the game works. Maybe.
I'm sure I can understand sort of what you're.
So
yeah.
If you're a team and you're absolutely stomping your other team, like the team you're facing off against, there are certain things that you just don't do, even though you could do, which is like spawn camp, you know, like stuff like that.
Like
which
don't be a dick. Yeah.
Exactly. I call things like that. There's a few others, but no situations are coming to mind. I call that proper Overwatch etiquette, and very few high-level teams have it when we face off against them. And now other people on my team are starting to say it when it happens, and I'm like, yes, it's catching on.
You're gonna create that. You're gonna make that a thing.
I'm gonna make it a thing if I have to, and I'm like, Overwatch players need some freaking respect for the people they're playing against, even if they're better than them.
Exactly. Rocket League is almost sort of similar. We have this, I don't know if Overwatch has it. It's called quick chats, where you like press a button and it has pre-selected
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's always memes with every single quick chat. So there's one quick chat called What a Save. And you already know where this is going. If somebody like if somebody's in goal and like lets the ball in the goal, we just spam not us. Some people spam What a Save, and it's like really rude.
That's pretty bad. See, in Overwatch it's hard because like you can do that. It's for like things like like group up here, or like I need healing, or like stuff like that. But typically the enemy team doesn't hear that.
Okay.
So luckily that's not as big a problem, but like you can almost tell sometimes when it happens.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So, but yeah.
Well, hopefully. So you heard Coach was leaving, right?
Yeah.
That's not news to anybody. I'm not breaking news. I don't know who's gonna replace him.
At this point, I don't think there is anyone to replace him.
Yeah.
The amount of work he did for no pay,
right.
like.
No, well, he had pay. He apparently had some pay.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I know he always was
I
like
think he
saying.
exaggerated. Yeah, he definitely exaggerated when he said I didn't get paid at all.
Yeah, I thought that too, but I was like, yeah, I'll take his word for it for now.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was like, are they gonna find someone to who's willing to do all that work?
Yeah.
But
And there was also
who
the
knows?
assistant coaches that we all love the assistant coaches, and
Yeah.
they're supposed to be leaving with Coach Leonard because they weren't like employees of Hood.
Oh, are they
So
really?
yeah,
I
so
forgot.
we
I was
were
gonna ask him that, but I just assumed that.
yeah. Well,
Oh,
they're supposed to leave. I don't know if they actually will. I don't know.
yeah.
I can't confirm anything at all ever.
I hope not. I like our Overwatch coach. He's
Yeah.
cool.
But yeah, I'm just curious, like, if it's gonna turn into being student run somehow, because then I don't think we can keep the D2 status.
Probably not.
Yeah.
It would. Yeah. I mean, I wish. Like, I literally, I forget what I was like, encouraged to say in my mind when he because he came into our practice and he was like, okay, do you guys have questions for me? Because I'm leaving and stuff. And I was like, I was gonna be like, tell it to me straight. If this isn't gonna be able to be a thing anymore, but like if some kind of student like obligation or like leadership could help it remain, I was like, I could do it. Like,
Yeah, I would do it with you. I would so do it with you.
with the amount of responsibility I've taken on as being Overwatch captain, like I practically feel like I run half
Yeah.
esports now anyway.
I gotcha.
Ugh.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I'm the one who's like trying to collect people and find them and like organize with the team like the whole match to set up. Because
Yeah.
you gotta make like a private match with a username and password and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Huh.
So we're pretty similar.
We are on the
yeah,
same wavelength.
if you have an experience, Chris, I probably had the same experience just at the exact same time.
Probably at this point.
Yeah.
Are you considered the official team captain of
No.
Rocket League?
But the thing is, there is no cap. There was a captain for my specific second team for Rocket League, but that captain was one of the people who he was like, oh, they can't play anymore. They're on the team. So we don't have a captain, but honestly, I think it should be me, and that's not like me being selfish. That's just
No, I think it should be you too.
yeah,
And I don't even know anything about the Rocket League team.
yeah, because I'm the only one who shows up to every practice.
Oh yeah, that's me. Like maybe I've missed a few, but that's just because like, like someone in my family passed away a few weeks ago, and so I was like, yeah, I'm not coming to practice, guys.
Yeah, I'm
But
sorry.
like aside, oh thanks, it's okay. But aside from that, I'm always like pretty on top of it.
Gotcha. And I hate to bring this up because like it's not a comedic thing, but somebody today died in my family. I didn't know them at all.
Sorry anyway.
Thanks. But this is getting creepy. Like you gotta stop saying stuff that's happened to you.
I'm sorry. We're just the same
We're just
person.
in sync.
We really are.
You didn't have a headache today, did you?
Not today, no.
Okay. Because I always seem to get headaches when there's about to be a storm or like a storm passed through. Like
Yeah,
the
that
front of a
happens.
storm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a not a common thing, but that's certainly like been proven with science that happens.
Yeah. And I always thought that was like me being telepathic when I was younger, but
Aww.
it's just the pressure.
It's just the pressure, yeah. But I mean, it's pretty cute. You could still think it's a telekinesis thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. And my mom always gets migraines, so I was like, oh, maybe it's just an extension of that. Maybe I'll just have migraines when I'm older. But today she had no problems, so I guess I don't know.
Who can say?
Yeah, who can say? Everything's chaos, you know. Life's chaos.
It's true.
If you're curious how I'm doing, I'm still on the first level.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've died multiple times, but not on this first level. But like I've gotten to higher levels and then died there, and then you have to restart at the beginning because this is like a roguelike.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
It's a really fun game. I've spent 200 plus hours on it, and I feel like I know a lot of things.
Whew, yeah, I bet. That's quite substantial.
Yeah.
See, at this point, I think the only video game I've spent that much time on is Animal Crossing.
Not even Overwatch. Not even the game you're like
Oh,
pro at.
actually, I think I might have. At this point, I think I do have like. I wasn't thinking of Overwatch. I was thinking of like personal games. I don't consider Overwatch a personal game anymore. Which sucks because it's a fun game.
Yeah.
But I think I have probably close to around 300 hours.
Wow.
Which like, yeah.
The only game I can definitely say I have more than 300 hours in is Smash.
Yeah.
I really wish I could still play, because like the online was improved recently, so I feel like esports could take it, but I don't know.
Yeah. We just probably don't have the player base or the.
We can't even get
like
players to come to practice. Yeah.
God. If I could have 1 week where all my players come to practice every day, that'd be a miracle.
It would be.
It has not happened to date. Probably. Well, maybe back in like the early days, like when we actually were going to the arena for it, but.
Because everybody's excited to do that, yeah.
Yeah, but now I can't get people to come. If they have class, like I get that, but I'm like, just come, please.
Just come. You know.
I just want to see you guys.
You don't have to. I mean, it's very possible that they like feel pressure to be amazing in practice, but nobody's gonna be amazing in practice.
Trust me, there is no pressure to do anything in the Overwatch practices.
Are they really chill? Yeah.
We just like absolutely dick around and quick play for an hour and a half. Unless it's like Mondays are the practice that like Coach Burke comes in and like does something with us. So those days like we try to be like kind of serious.
Yeah.
But aside from that, we're just like, hey guys, watch me watch me do this crazy strat, and then like dies immediately, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty chill.
Yeah, we've had practices like that where we like modify the ball so that it turns into a cube. It doesn't go off the ground, so we have to like slide it across the field, and that's hilarious.
Nice.
That's always the really fun times. But yeah, we aren't winning too much, so I don't know if that's part of it.
I mean, yeah, I mean we don't win a lot either, but
we just want to have fun, you know?
Exactly. We're just here. Really, all of us are just here to have fun. None of us really expect to get better at the game. I know that kind of sounds bad because that's kind of the point of esports, but like at this, we've all been playing the game enough. It's not like we're newbies where we can actually like be better at the game and learn stuff.
Yeah.
Like we've all been playing this game for so long, and like sure we're not like grandmaster or anything like that, but like we at least understand the game, and like we understand how people who are better than us win.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of getting there. That's like pretty difficult, but
it takes so much. So I look at it as like different levels. So your first level, you're trying to understand the mechanics and the movement and stuff, and then the second level, you're like deeper strats and looking at different exploits and stuff like that. But then to get from the second to the third level takes hundreds of hours, where
it takes hundreds.
Yeah. I feel that way with Rocket League, because gold is like the stereotypical average place where like it's hard to
same
get
with
out
Overwatch.
Yeah, it's hard to get out.
It's known in Overwatch. It's known as GLO hell. I don't actually know what GLO stands for, but yeah, I always just hear it and I'm like, oh, it's something to do with gold.
Yeah.
So.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I definitely feel that.
But I'm like, you know what? I'm okay being gold, because like. When Overwatch, the thing about Overwatch is that you have like, so your SR is your season rank, and basically every competitive season you have to play placement games that will like put you at a specific SR, and when you win you gain SR, when you lose SR, but in the background, like, and that your SR can be changed based on winning and losing games, but behind the scenes in the code is something known as your MMR, which I don't know exactly what it stands for, but I know it's like your SR.
Yeah, that's
basically
that's
is just like
that's
just like attached to you, that no matter like during your placements, like you won't be able to really, they'll put you at a specific point like every time, and you won't be able to really change that unless you just like get a new account. So like that's why it's like impossible to get out of like gold and stuff like that.
You just gotta work really hard.
I feel like
I I feel like it's definitely
Don't have
possible for both of us because I think we have the drive to
I
get
think
better.
so too.
But
I
it's
just
just
don't have I just don't have the time.
right. That's the
Like,
same with me.
I
Like,
would have to put hours to get out of gold. Like,
exactly.
hours.
I can tell you a off-topic story that
Oh
relates
hell
to
yeah.
that. It relates to how much time I don't have. So I wake up this morning and I've got my agenda book and it says like what things are due tomorrow. And I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I will finish the things that are due tomorrow this morning because I want to be a good boy. So
Yes, of course.
it's not too intense. It's like a couple of reading and talking about the reading, which
Mhm.
isn't hard. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Then as we get later into the day, I get a text from somebody and they're asking me about a project I thought was due way later, like a month later. And I'm like,
Oh.
fuck, is this due? Is this due tomorrow? And he's like, yeah, didn't you read it? I was like, I probably read it
Fuck.
and didn't understand.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So
I hate when
then
that
I
happens.
panicked a little bit and I was like, oh no, this is gonna take so long. I'm gonna be super stressed. But I look into it and I actually like take a look and it's not bad at all. It was just
Oh.
a few like it was about an hour or so of writing, which
Mhm.
isn't terrible.
Yeah.
So I was just super relieved when that happened, and then I was like, you know what? I gotta do something with the rest of my day. So now we're here.
Nice.
It's just so strange with all Blackboard, where if you miss something, you won't get told about it unless somebody texts you.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I've fallen behind on a few. See, the thing is, my ADHD dictates so much of my educational career that at this point it's like impossible to do things. Here's how impossible it is. I don't know if you know much about ADHD, but there's something called executive dysfunction.
Explain it to me.
If you can break down the name and kind of understand it. But basically, at least how it affects me is that it's near impossible to get the motivation to do things I do not want to do.
Yeah.
And that's not like a lazy thing. It's literally like people with ADHD have different brains that won't let them do things. And that, that has always affected me when it comes to schoolwork, because it's like, well, why would I do schoolwork when I don't want to?
Exactly.
Kind of, that's kind of the justification for it. And so like, one of my professors he's being really cool about like all the Zoom stuff and like turning in homework. Like, oh, if you don't get this the day it's due, that's okay. Like, it doesn't have to, like, I won't take off points necessarily. And so I was like, cool. So I kind of, and they're like weekly assignments that are due like the same day every week. And I fell back on like a few of them, to the point where I had like 4, but it was only over a span of 2 weeks. So it was 2 different weekly assignments that I had missed for 2 weeks. And I just didn't have any motivation to do them because I knew he wasn't going to be like a strickler, like strict about the taking off points or the due dates and stuff. And so then like midterm grades were like due on Friday or something. And so he said on class on Wednesday, he was like, if you're missing any assignments, as long as you get them turned in by today or tomorrow, I will have them reflected on your midterm grade. And like, that was all I needed. And then I sat down and did those 4 assignments in an hour and a half.
Awesome. There you go.
But see, it's like that I needed the deadline of saying it needs to be done by today in order to get it done. If he hadn't said that, I don't know if I ever would have gotten them done, to be perfectly honest. Maybe on the last day of class. But that's just how it be. And then I was like, wow, this really is my life.
Yeah.
So that's how it be. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. It might be.
Yeah,
I don't
of
know
course.
I don't know if it's tough sometimes to share that with people, but
It's not tough. I love talking about ADHD.
gotcha. For me, sometimes it's just I want to do something else. It's not ADHD or anything. I don't think, but it's like I have to play Smash Bros. Before I do this homework, even if this homework is due tonight.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Because like, I definitely know my own limits. If I am doing homework for 2 hours, it's gonna like wreck me. And if I do it for any more, it's gonna be seriously bad. So I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Homework is just... it's tough, man.
I really love how whenever we hear about schools in other places, it's like, oh, we have no homework. And we all wish that were us.
Yeah. It's not that bad, at least for my classes. It's not like a lot of homework, luckily. But again, it can be tough every now and then.
Oh, definitely. I'm always nervous about papers specifically. If there's
Don't get me started with papers.
If there's a paper that just, even if they say, oh, it's due at the end of the semester, you can like space it out and do a single page a month and you'll be fine. I won't even do that.
Nah, man. Are you kidding me?
That'll never happen.
If I have a paper, and it's not like one of those weird papers where teachers like make you turn in a first draft, and like on this day, if it's just like here's the due date, I will get it done at most a day before, at least a few hours before. Like that's me in papers.
Yeah. But sometimes I can write well in those last few hours.
Well, sometimes.
And that did.
I mean, for me as well, it's a sometimes.
Yeah. But that is never good to try and do that because then you're like tired the next day and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh man. I meant to ask you about this earlier. But
yeah.
I remember you talking about this yesterday, how we had the final project in Dr. Lee's computer science.
Oh yeah.
Was that the robot maze finder?
Yes, I believe. Wait, it was either the maze one, but we also had like it had something to do with a word search. It wasn't exactly just the simple like word search, but it had something more to it.
Yeah,
but there was definitely a maze one too.
Because I don't remember you asking. I don't remember you asking for that much help. I don't remember.
Here's what I remember. We go into our honors class with Dr. Kundi, and I'm like, and what you do, you like set up your laptop, open with the code. I opened my laptop and I just copied down all the code.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, with you, I would have been fine with that because I was like, I think you told me at that point you weren't going to be computer science, and I was like, that's fine.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you just want to pass.
I just had to get through the damn class.
Yeah, but there have been other people that like every single homework they're like, hey, can you help? And I'm like, I haven't started it, but I have already finished it.
Oh yeah, those people probably are mad sus.
Yeah, I really try not to be that person that always gives people the homework.
Yeah. And you shouldn't be. I was just kind of crappy about it. You know,
no. With you, I mean, part of it is definitely nepotism because I'm like, Chris is my friend. I gotta help her out. But part of it also was like, she only did this once, and she's not gonna be like using it for other things. She's not gonna like put it on her resume like some of the other comp sci kids.
Oh yeah, no, none of that crap's going on.
Yeah.
Anything.
So I think you were valid. I think everybody was valid in that. But yeah,
in those days.
Yeah, some of the specific person I'm thinking of, I won't name names, but
don't.
Yeah, I think you've met them before.
Oh yeah.
But
I don't want to know.
Yeah, you don't want to know. But I have stopped. Like I used to be bad about it, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll help you.
You're just so nice.
I was too nice. We have a joke. Yeah, I have a joke with one of my high school friends that we're both too nice, and my high school friend group really hates that, and it's funny. But what was I forget where I was going. Oh, he wants to do. Oh, I already said it was a he. Oh, whoops.
Don't worry about it.
It's mostly he's in computer science.
Yeah, probably.
We can talk about that in a second, but he wants to go into cybersecurity, and like that's an important.
Okay.
That's important to not.
Yeah, it is.
To not be cheating.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Like, he already has. I want to say he has an interview coming up with some big government organization. I'm like, oh, that's a little scary because
Government.
Yeah, because I know, like, it's not gonna be one of those things where he's solving cases or anything, but like, still, if they hire him, I'm gonna be a little sus.
It's madness.
Because his family works for that agency, so I was like, ooh, already sus, already a little sus.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. Look at this kid go.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's a lot of places, not just computer science, which is a little sad. And that's probably why we're in the state that we're in.
Yeah.
But do we want to talk about why computer science is so male-driven?
Ugh.
We don't have
We certainly could. I don't know how much I actually have to say on the situation.
Well, I have theories, and I want a person who is not male to like back me up a little bit.
Yes, of course, go for it.
But you tell me if you're like getting uncomfortable or anything.
No, you're good.
Because I'm a feminist. I will say that.
Of course.
But so I think it starts when boys are just boys and they're like in elementary school, middle school. And the main thing they do is play video games with each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a common thing. Like families all play video games, and then the guys, because this is gonna sound bad, but guys just have a faster reaction time compared to girls.
Yeah.
Unless they're aroused, in which case girls have a faster reaction. I don't know why I said that.
Man.
I don't know.
I mean,
why I said
you're
that,
good. I mean, if it's factual, sure.
it is, like, it's been tested and stuff. So
Dang.
that's why I think guys are just, they like video games more and they play them more. So
I see.
So when you're into video games, you automatically think like, oh, can this be a job? Can I play video games for a living? And that's what I thought, because I was really into them. And Super Mario Galaxy made me really want to make games.
Ooh, yeah.
And like play games for a living. So as soon as you figure out that you have to be really, really good at video games to play them for a living, or like super entertaining with commentary, then your next thought is, oh, can I make the games? Because that's a lot simpler, I feel like.
Yeah.
So that to me is like, that's why guys are in the computer science field a lot. Because
you see,
yeah,
it's funny. That's exactly the trajectory I went through.
Mm-hmm. So I think I'm right. I think yeah.
I'm just weird. Yeah. I think it is like it was definitely the whole video game thing.
Mm-hmm.
I briefly thought about being a Let's Player, and now later in life I've kind of circled back into that.
Yeah.
And then like thinking, oh, I could make video games.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like,
you can definitely do graphic design for some games.
Oh, I would love to.
I can tell you that.
I would love to just, yeah.
I can tell you that my sister and I have talked about this too, because I want to make games eventually. Like right now I'm just a software developer and I'll probably just make dumb stuff, but eventually I want to make games, and my sister loves games as well, and she's a good artist too, and she wants to help. So you could be the graphics team.
I would love to. It's literally my low-key, I know I'm like a math person, and like my dream is to do stuff with math, but like my high-key, low-key dream is to just be a character designer.
That'd be
I
awesome.
would just love to design characters for like anything.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you ever like do anything and you need characters, like please.
Yeah,
please hit me
we're
up.
collabing now. I think we could collab again in the future.
Hell yeah. I used my Twitter. I was gonna use my Twitter to like promote my stream, but since I don't stream a lot, I just kind of use it to post art now.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally a few days ago I made this cute like evil but cute witch character. And in the tweet, I jokingly said, like, God, I love character design. Someone please hire me.
Someone hire
And
me.
then one of my, yeah, but it was like a total joke because I think I put uwu somewhere in there.
Everybody knows that's a
And like I
universal
don't even,
language for joke.
yeah, exactly. And it's not like I don't even have like a commission page, even though I should make one because I would like to do that. But one of my friends like quote retweeted it, and it was like, someone hire my talented friend, and I was like, bro, I love you.
That's awesome.
I was like, bro, marry right now. And then my other friend, who's the streamer from yesterday, he was like, I was like, I can't pay you, but I need a logo. I was like, dude, friends pay rent free.
Yeah.
Like, hit me
exactly. We just gotta
So,
gotta have a whole house where we stream and make games and do YouTube.
Exactly. And that goes for you too. If you ever need anything like designed for
Well, you
like your
designed,
stream or your channel or anything.
Yeah, you
hit me
designed
up.
my Discord profile.
I did.
And
Still proud of that one.
Yeah, I wanted to pay you for it because it was really good and I loved it. I know you wouldn't accept it. You wouldn't accept the money. But I meant to make that my Twitch profile picture, but I have not remembered.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When I saw your Twitch icon wasn't the one I drew you, I was a little hurt.
No. Believe me, I've wanted to do that. You know what? Pausing this stream. We're gonna change.
No, you don't have to.
You don't change it right now.
Oh my god.
Is it on my phone or is it on my laptop? I don't know.
It's a good question.
I'm gonna look. We've paused Enter the Gungeon. This is more important. I can't have you feeling bad.
It's not. No, it was just the first time, and then I was like, oh, maybe he just, wanted to use the cool Lucario one.
All right, let me see. Yes, I can change it right now. Okay, I'm gonna change it right now.
Crap. Didn't mean to put a hold on your Enter the Gungeon stream.
It's okay. Everybody needs to know that MrTheObsessionist is amazing at art and deserves to be recognized.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm like looking through my files trying to find it because it was a long. Oh, I found it. Okay, we're good. All right, this is actually perfect. This is really cool because it got the fire and everything. You did it so well. I'm looking at it again. I just love it even more.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad.
I hope it shows up immediately for you that you can see it, but I don't know if it will. It's showing up for me, but it's
here.
It's super,
I might have to reload.
Yeah, it's super zoomed out though, so I think I'm gonna change it.
Yeah,
to make it...
you could probably crop it if you wanted to make it more zoomed in, but it's up to you. Oh, excuse me.
Do you have the hiccups?
A little bit, but I think I'm good now.
Okay. I can tell you how to cure them because I know that.
I think you've told me before.
It works for me every time. I'm a fan of it. Why is it?
I'm a fan.
It's zooming out like without me doing. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna crop it now on stream. I'm glad nobody can see me cropping. It was like automatically making it the maximum size.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was really strange. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We have to rectify this though. That's why I'm taking so much time.
Oh, you didn't have to do it now.
I did. Okay, this better work. This better be amazing. Okay. All right. It's still saving. It's really thinking about this. It might be like, oh, you can't zoom in that much. Or maybe it's my Wi-Fi.
Might be. Here, I'll check on Twitch. I accidentally closed it. Get me back in there. There we go. Oh, it looks better. Yeah.
Can you like actually see the face?
Zoomed in now.
Okay. It's still telling me it's saving. I don't know.
I think you're good to exit. It's saved on. At least it's saved enough that I can see it. So.
Okay. Well, thank you for looking. Yeah, I see it now. Okay. Looks good. Yes. If I could give you photo creds, I would. Maybe at the start of every stream I'll be like sponsored by Mr. The Obsessionist.
Sponsored by my art career.
Yes. So I'm treating this like a podcast now. How is it being thousands of people know who you are and sub to you?
It's kind of weird. I don't really think about it like that because like most videos I upload get like under 100 views, which like I don't really care, and I never expected like to get anywhere with YouTube or anything like that. So like even just like if you go back in my uploads, you will find like my 100 sub thank you video.
Yeah.
And it's so cheesy and cute, and I'm just like, oh, I'm such a baby. But it's like it's kind of wild to think about. It's mainly I'm a real. It's not. I don't consider it like a real number.
Oh yeah.
And it's because, well, specifically it's because most of my subscribers come from one video I made. Because one video I made like a year ago, a little over a year ago, has like 1.5 million views.
Whoa. I don't know if I've seen that one. I'm gonna be honest. It's
pretty specific. It's not like it's an informational video about voice actors from a certain web series. Where I just kind of like point out the voice actors of the characters from it, and some other roles they did and other shows and stuff like that. And like I posted that at the peak of that series' popularity on the internet. And so that's why it got a lot of traction then, but it's continued to get a lot of views, and that's where like most of the subscribers come from. Is from like that video. I did a few other videos like that also got substantial views. But that's not
awesome.
like, oh, thank you.
I feel like.
But the thing is, that's not like, yeah, go for it.
No, you go.
I was gonna say that's not like the normal on my channel. It's not like I'm getting like, hundreds of thousands of views on most of my videos, and not like most of my videos don't even fall into that category, and so like I kind of consider it like a special case than like the norm,
Gotcha. I was just gonna say that most people spend a lot, like way more time than you trying to get 1 million views on one video, so I think that's impressive.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I certainly put, because like I do these, it's now I guess become like a running, not theme, but it's certainly a video I like doing on my channel is like voice actor videos, where I'll pick like I've done one for a movie I like, I did one for a few like smaller web series, and I'm like, here are the voice actors, and then here's some other roles they've done, and I play like voice clips of the roles just so they can hear the similarities or the difference in their because stuff I find interesting, so I think maybe other people will find it interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely what's gonna get good views. If it's something you find interesting, definitely other people will think it's interesting.
Yeah. So typically, I'm trying to make more of those videos. The thing is that they take a lot of time. They take way more time than you think they do to make.
Okay.
They take probably like close to 10 hours to make.
Gotcha.
Just because it involves a lot of research. Because like I broke it up in my head, because I've made a few now. I kind of break it up into steps. My first step is just to identify the voice actors that I want to like highlight, because it could be, if it's a relatively small project, then I could theoretically do all of the voice actors in it. But if it's something bigger, I'm just gonna stick to like who voices the main characters.
Right.
So then I have to get that down, and then I have to research other like role and find that are known well enough that people would recognize them. It can't just be like, oh, side character B from this one episode of this anime 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And so that can take a lot of time, and then there's actually setting up the video, like editing it, and like find the voice clips of all the characters, which can take so long to find. So they take time, but it's satisfying to make in the end. And you know, those are the videos that do the best on my channel. So
Right.
I'm trying to cut down on my time and make more of them in general.
Well, I definitely admire the dedication you put into it, and I
Thanks,
really
man.
try to watch all the new vids, and like them and comment on them so the algorithm likes them.
Oh, thank you. You don't have to. Most of my most of my MMD videos, that's just like a hobby I've been doing since I was literally 12 years old. So it's kind of it's more like a comfort thing at this point, and just uploading it is just like something I can do with it for some kind of satisfaction that I know that what I did actually went somewhere and did something.
Yeah.
Even if it's only 100 views, but
You made somebody smile.
Yeah. It's true, and that's what I like to keep in mind, because I know they're not super popular, but I don't really care because it's just a hobby thing that I like to do. So
yeah, I feel like even if I only stream like once a week and it's to like 5 or so people, I'm just having fun talking to you, and that's what I like to do.
Yeah, man, that's where it's at.
Definitely. It's like, so I'm gonna kind of compare it to if I was just playing Enter the Gungeon by myself and like not on stream. I would probably get frustrated more easily, because like I've died a few times. And I'm like, I'm talking to Chris. This is a fun time.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Nice.
Ooh, somebody's asking on Snap, how do I tune in?
Oh, damn. Let's go to the Twitch, man.
Is it HTTPS or hold on?
What? Just say twitch.tv.
Yeah, HTTPS.
It is. Fuck. HTTPS.
Yeah, I'm just trying to type out the link because I want him to tune in, but twitch.tv/ is that what it is?
Twitch.tv/ yeah, DiamondFireX.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, we did it. Awesome. It showed up with the picture thing, and that's what I love about Snap, is when you type a link, it like shows you what's on that page.
Yes. That's what I like about Twitter too. I'm sad the YouTube community posts don't do it. And I'm like, come on, YouTube.
Yeah. That seems like a really simple thing, you know?
It seems simple.
Yeah.
Simple enough.
So, okay, I'm curious about something.
Yes.
When you're using Twitter, are there like hashtags you can follow? Because like, how do you see new content that isn't like people you follow?
That's a good question. Let me find out right now. You can, I think you can follow hashtags.
That's the only thing I can think of. Because I remember other social medias I've looked at. It's basically like, oh, follow this channel. Oh, follow this subreddit.
See, I don't use Twitter enough for like personal reasons. Like, I had never even used Twitter before I made my Twitter for my streaming account. And now I kind of use it like personally. But like, I really just like look through my feed and like and retweet stuff that I like. So I really don't know how to use it correctly.
I've only heard like bad things about Twitter, like how people are starting
it's not
beef.
great.
Yeah, people are starting beef.
Yeah.
The video player doesn't work.
And it's really bad for it's really a bad platform for artists.
Yeah.
Just because of how fast it moves, and it's like likes and like retweets don't really promote well.
Yeah.
Not like Tumblr is like the ideal website for art uploading.
God.
And it's because like a piece of art someone uploaded in a tag or like in a hashtag like will stay in that tag for like 8 years and you'll still be able to find it.
That's really cool.
Like like yeah, so it's like even art that you uploaded for like a series like years ago will still be getting likes and reblogs because people will still find it if they follow that that tag.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
it's
cool.
really just yeah, it's really artist friendly. Unlike Twitter, Twitter's pretty bad about art, but it's it's the hot new thing, so like
Yeah, when the president
might
is
as well.
using it, yeah.
If the president's using it, you
Yeah.
gotta catch up.
I remember specifically in high school when Trump was elected. I remember like hearing about the tweets and stuff, and my friend had followed him, and I just happened to look over at his phone, and like his entire notifications were Trump tweets, and I was like, why are you following him? And he's like, oh, it's just entertaining. I don't like him, but he's entertaining. So I was
See,
like,
that's
wow,
that's kind of valid.
yeah,
Like, I mean, I would never, never follow him.
yeah, I get what you're saying.
Even for and like at this point, it's just like it would just make me upset rather than entertaining. Like maybe back in 2016 it would have been entertaining, but like
Right.
now I'm just like big sad.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. He's still not COVID free yet, I don't think. So
Nah, it's funny when I just went to Twitter to check on that thing. What's happening right now is a Trump's physician says the president is no longer at transmission risk, but doesn't state if he has tested negative for COVID-19.
I really don't think he's negative.
I don't think so either.
This is
Did you see that thing he said about his DNA?
Oh, that he has USA in his DNA.
His USA? I'm like, oh.
This man, big brain. This man, biggest
On
brain.
a serious note, I don't know how anyone supports him.
I don't know either. I'm gonna be honest.
So,
like, yeah.
I'm calling someone out, but I won't say names because it's someone we go to school with.
Okay. Okay.
I'm in a group project, and we had to go out and do group project stuff. And like while we were out, like a parade of Trump 2020 cars went by, with big signs and American flags, and they were honking and yelling and stuff.
Ooh.
Because we were out in downtown, and like he was like, "Oh, should I yell back?" And then he did.
Hold up.
And then he did.
Can you pause for a second? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting some lag.
Yeah?
Can you start back up where you said there were a bunch of trucks coming by?
Okay, so there were a bunch of trucks coming by. Am I good now?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay. They had like Trump 20 and American flags, and they were yelling and stuff. And I thought this kid on my in my group was joking when he was like, "Oh, should I yell? Like, should I yell back at them?" And he was like, "Oh, I want a picture." And I thought he was being like funny, like, haha, like, Trump stuff is funny. And then I was like, and then I just casually, like political things. I was like, "Oh, do we all know who we're voting for this election?" And they both said yes, and I was like, and the one guy, I was like, "Oh, please don't tell me it's Trump." And I was like being funny about it, but then this, "Oh no, I'm voting for Trump," and I was like,
ooh.
I like didn't know what to do.
There's a lot
Like,
of
this was a kid
friendships. Yeah, there's a lot of friendships that end right there.
Honestly, because this is like the thing is that he's a smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is like an intelligent guy that goes to our school.
I might be
And, like,
able to know who you're talking about. Yeah, I
You
think
might,
I
but
might. Is he in math? Is he a math major?
yeah.
Okay, I think I do know who you're talking about.
Okay, throw hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to throw hands. But and so I just didn't know what to do after that. I was just like dumbfounded because I was like, oh, he was like being serious. And the funny thing is that like when he went, "Whoa, Trump 2020," someone yelled, "Shut up, you fucking faggot!"
Oh, damn.
And I was like, these are the people you associate with.
Yeah.
And so we kind of then we had like at least he was trying to be civil because he was like one of those guys who like used to be liberal, but then he said he had a friend and they had like a political like conversation, and every point that he brought up, he did not have, like, he could not come up with a counter argument, and so that's how he got like converted.
I don't know about
and I was
that.
like, and I was like, that's just not how these things happen. And so the whole rest of the day, I was just being so passive aggressive against him.
Oh, I feel that.
But I kind of felt bad because he was being so not, because he's at the point where like he's so sure of himself that like he even said to me like, oh, try to change my mind, and because like it was like very obvious from that point on, I was like, I'm super liberal. This guy's pretty conservative.
Yeah. It's really hard to like debate a friend.
Yeah. I don't really consider him my friend.
Okay.
He was just some guy I kind of, I didn't mind talking to.
Oh, because you were in a group
class.
project. You said you were in a group project, and I thought
Yeah.
that meant like you knew him, like you picked him in your group project.
Oh no, we have a class of 9 people, so we had 3 groups of 3, and we just happened to be the 3 last people who weren't picked for a group.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he is made of. I mean, he looks like he's weak. So yeah, the whole rest of that day, I was just being kind of passive aggressive, and like I didn't want to grill him because he seems like the guy who would come up with like a bullshit counter argument to anything I would come up with.
Yeah, that's
and
what
so
I
just,
mean. Yeah, whenever you're talking to somebody who like is confident enough to actually like come up with something back, I feel like there's no winning. There's just people get hurt.
Yeah, exactly. And the funny thing is in that specific class, we had it's like a kind of environmental class, so it's like a STEM class, but somehow we got him on because we were talking about like what's the environmental racism and stuff like that.
Okay.
Kind of came up, and so we kind of one day in class we got a little on like the discussion of like how the right and the left view things. And my teacher put it very well, is that like liberals and conservatives can't even agree on what the facts are.
Yeah.
Like what the baseline of what is happening in this country cannot be agreed on, because they simply have their views are simply too different that they can't understand either viewpoint.
It's two different realities, yeah.
Exactly, it's 2 different worlds, and I like I got to this point with this guy, and like I don't want to make assumptions about him. He definitely was like a white dude.
Yeah.
I can't say whether he was like a straight guy or not.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of getting those vibes, but like he
if
seemed like the type of guy.
If we're thinking of the same person, he's definitely white and straight.
Okay, cool. We totally might be.
Mm-hmm.
But like I just felt like I wouldn't be able to get him to understand that under a Trump administration, I as a human being feel unsafe and fear for my life. And
so many more like different people.
Exactly,
like, of all
like
types, yeah.
Exactly, like as not a woman, but like, to him, a woman.
Yeah.
Like it's unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
Being gay, I feel unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
Being trans, I feel unsafe. And I know that's just like 3 things. Like there are people, who, like black people don't feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
And like Hispanic people, and all sorts of people, and I just couldn't. I knew he wouldn't understand me trying to say that towards him, and I even said at one point, because I didn't want to get into like my whole like these aren't guys I really know, friends. I didn't want to get into my identity and who I am and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I slightly made a comment, and I was like, and I kind of left it at this. I was like, I can't support a president who clearly. I said who wants me dead. I really should have said someone who clearly doesn't care about my health and safety as a citizen of this country.
Yeah.
And so then I said wants me dead, and then he went, oh, he doesn't want you dead, and I was like, that right there is the problem. Yeah. Like he doesn't even he can't even comprehend that this is the type of man that our president is.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so it was like a stressful. And we almost got into a conversation that I was about to throw hands with. But luckily we were at the lake, so some ducks came up and we didn't have the conversation. But it started with him saying, "Yeah, I used to be pro-choice."
Oh.
And I didn't want to. I was so worried about where the rest of that was going. But then the ducks came up and we dropped the conversation, and I was like, I don't want to know what you are anymore or what happened with you and being pro-choice, because it's a whole separate can of worms.
Exactly.
That like I could literally throw hands over. But I didn't, and now I'm all riled up from politics. Politics.
We might we can continue talking about politics, but I don't know if anybody.
I would rather not. Sorry, this story just came up,
No,
and I was
it's okay.
just like,
it's okay. I feel like we always need to talk about it, but sometimes we need a break from it.
Exactly. And this was like I just needed to get this off my chest because I hadn't really, because that day has just been like him and that day have just been kind of like replaying in my head.
I gotcha. Well, I hope talking about it helped a little bit.
It really did, thank you.
Yeah. This is a healing space. We're gonna have healing Twitch streams.
Healing, chill vibes.
Yes.
That's what we live for.
Definitely.
Now I got it down and go back to drawing boys in maid outfits.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, and just tell me whenever you get tired or are done, cause.
No problem. I'm good for right now, so.
Okay, cool.
As long as you are.
Yeah, I am. I hate being that person that's like keeping somebody there when they don't want to be.
Oh, no, you would never, dude. Trust me,
I feel like you would tell
tired,
me.
I will.
Yeah, I feel like you would tell me.
Yeah, I would.
Oh, but ooh, I got a topic. I got another topic, right?
Ooh, yeah.
And it's AP. I want to talk about AP for a second.
Ooh, okay.
Because this isn't even political, but I feel like it's so controversial sometimes. You're cutting out a bit. Can you repeat?
Oh, I just said hit me with it. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. It might be like me trying to stream and play game.
It might be.
Yeah.
It also could be my internet. I'm typically pretty good with like being stable and stuff, but I might have some blips here and there.
I feel like we've been really good for an hour, and now it's just starting to be a little choppy.
Was it good just then, or was it a little choppy?
It's good right now.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Just let me know if it ever happens. I'll repeat what I say and stuff like that.
Yeah, if I don't respond to like a question or something interesting that you say, it's not me trying to roast you or anything.
No worries.
Yeah, but AP. So in high school, I definitely was of the opinion that if I took every AP class, I just could skip most of college, and that's obviously not true.
This dangerous mentality.
But I was like, I didn't fail anything, but it was definitely a lot of work.
Yeah, AP is gross.
And I'm gonna talk about specific classes, and you might not have had them or anything, but
yeah,
there was a specific class called AP Chem, and
yeah,
AP Chem was one of the hardest exams because it had like writing parts, it had analyzing experiment parts, it had multiple choice parts. It was just a grueling test. So I wasn't like super into chem, so I thought maybe I shouldn't take the exam. But Melissa, for chat, Melissa is my mom, who I refer to by her first name for negative reasons. But Melissa was like, you will take every AP exam that you can. I'm like, okay, sounds good. So when it came time to, it wasn't even the like week of the exam or anything, but I thought maybe I should study for it a little bit. Maybe I should review like the PowerPoints we did in class and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like looking at all of it, I thought I remembered it. Like I felt really good about it, honestly. I was like, maybe I could pass this. Because it was all really simple, and like my teacher was a mom of one of the kids that I was super friends with. So I was like, I at least was receptive to her talking, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe we'll be confident because tests can be a self-fulfilling prophecy sometimes. If you think
Yeah.
if you think it'll go well, sometimes it will. And I get to the test, and I had prepared a little bit, but I hadn't like studied all-nighters or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost never do that because I feel like that's counterproductive. I just like look at the stuff and try to remember it without looking at the notes.
Yeah.
But I get to the test, and immediately, like, I want to say it was even the first multiple choice question. I was like, oh, this is out of my depth. This is out of my league. This is Grand Champ, and I am gold.
Yes.
So I'm staring at this piece of paper, and I'm like, well, if I don't pass this, this is $80 wasted. So I felt super pressured. And
Yeah.
it was like, it made everything worse that we were in this really cold room, and everybody was super stressed out because it was the week of AP exams.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody was like just feeling bad in general. But so I do this test, and I try as hard as I can. I try to like make it all sound interesting. I try to bullshit some stuff to extend the length of my essays, because that sometimes works. We got 3 viewers, by the way. Thank you to those in chat who are watching. Appreciate the views.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh, okay. So
APs.
yes, so I finished that test, and luckily that was the only test of the day, because that was like a 3-hour exam compared to the other ones that can be like an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was my only one of the day, and I was happy about that. And people are talking about this exam, because you're not supposed to talk about it, but everybody talks about it.
Yeah, of course.
And everybody's like discussing their answers, and I can't remember any specifics, but some people definitely could. At this time, like even like 3 years later, they could talk about specific questions on the UP exam. But that's not me.
Of course.
I got a shit memory. But
couldn't be me.
yeah, I remember them talking about these questions, and they were like in a whole different plane of existence with their thinking. And I was like, shit, I got every single question wrong. I was just stressed about it for the day, or like for a couple days. But it takes so long to get the grade back that I eventually was like, all right, whatever happens, happens.
Exactly.
Yeah. And luckily all the AP exam grades come out in the same, like around the same time. So I was like, okay, I can, if I fail one of them, I can just say, oh, I passed this, and this, and this to Melissa, and she'd be like, okay, cool. And I wouldn't have to talk about the chem exam. So that day comes, and it was two computer science exams, a history exam, and a chem exam. So I was like, all right, it'll go smoothly, I think. One of the computer science exams, I get a 1 on, and I'm like, fuck.
Oh,
this is no good. This is no good.
It's no bueno.
It's what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. And I was like, shit. Because like you could scroll down and see like the score analysis. So I had only seen that computer science one. I was like, oh fuck, I don't want to look at the other ones. But I eventually I had to scroll down. And the chem exam, I got a 2. So I was like, oof. Big oofs. Big oofs here.
Oofs.
And that was like, I honestly, that's better than what I thought I was going to get. So I was like, all right. And the other exams, I got a 4 and a 5. And I was like, all right, we'll just talk about the 4 and the 5.
Exactly.
And it all worked out, even though we had to pay $320 for these AP exams.
Ooh.
And I only got credit for 2 of them. But that's my AP exam rant. Like, they make you so stressed out for like 3 credits.
Yeah. So my AP experience is a little similar, a little different. I didn't take like every AP possible. I mainly just took AP classes just because that's what was available in senior year. So senior year I took, I guess technically I took 4 AP classes, but it didn't really feel like that. So I took an AP Comp Sci. It was I took AP Comp, which was like instead of AP Lit, it was the other AP English class you could take.
Right.
I took
was it Lang?
I think it was Lang.
Yeah.
It is Lang. I'm sorry. Yeah. AP Bio, and then.
Oh, AP Bio. That one was a tough one. I did not take that. That sounded super tough.
Yeah, and now I just forgot what the last one was. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter really. Those are the 3 important ones. So in AP Lang, I didn't actually end up taking the AP exam because I was just taking the class because I needed an English class to take. So I did, despite the fact that the entire class was basically just preparation for that specific AP exam, and I didn't end up taking it, so it didn't really matter. I got an A in the class, so I didn't really care.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, the 4th one was AP Calculus, for obvious reasons. I'll see you, Ashy. See you later. Thanks for coming.
Oh, he came to the stream? That's so nice.
Yeah, he came.
I'm not looking at chat. I wish I was, but...
Oh, don't worry. I got you. I'm looking at chat.
Thank you.
And so he's going. But, so yeah. AP... I don't know why I took AP Bio. It's because I took Honors Bio sophomore year, and I did okay on it. And I was like, I could do it. I could do a more difficult version of this. That's why I took that. I took AP Calc for obvious reasons, because I was a math nerd. And AP Science, Computer Science, there we go. I took because it's computer science nerd.
Yeah.
So AP Bio was a struggle. The teacher literally hated me.
What?
Because
how could anybody hate you?
I was kind of a piece of shit in high school. Yeah, but the teacher was basically he was of the mindset that you should only be taking AP Bio if you plan on being like some kind of bio or nurse major in the future. You know. And I definitely wasn't. I was just taking the class because whatever. And so I didn't really care about anything he was teaching or anything.
Right.
And he could kind of sense that. And I was like, I don't really care, dude. You're old and gross. But I took the AP exam anyway. And I was just like, I didn't know what nonsense I was spitting off. I think I ended up either getting a 2 or 3 on it. I think it was...
Yeah, and sometimes the 3 isn't enough even though it's passing, which sucks.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think it was probably a 2. So I didn't really care about that. The one I ended up getting a 5 on the AP Calc exam, no problem.
Hell yeah.
The fun thing about AP Calc was that in the actual class, for literally the 7 weeks leading up to the AP exam, we just did AP exam practice like every day. Like we would just go in for like our however long the class was, and we would just take practice AP exams from previous years and then like score ourselves on them. Which was awesome because I got literally 5s on every practice exam I took, and I was like, I think I'm good.
You think you're good, yeah.
Yeah, and so the one I'm sad about was the Comp Sci one.
Oh,
it's
me
a tragic...
too. We're the same. We're just the same. Look at
We're
that.
just literally the same person. The tragedy about that was that I forget, there was like a test portion, and then there was like a you had to do something portion. I forget what you have to do. It was like some kind of project.
Were you writing code?
I don't think it was code because the specific class wasn't a coding class. Again, it's been a while, but it was something we had to like make a project about it or something. Like
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now. They made us like submit a project we worked on for the AP exam. Is that right?
Yeah, it was something along those lines. And so I think I did pretty good on the test. Sadly, I don't think my project part was ever submitted because when they gave us our little AP booklets, there were like 3 different numbers on it, and when we were submitting our projects, it was like, oh, submit, like make sure you enter this number that's on your AP booklet. And it was only weeks later that I realized I had put down the wrong number. So like the project I submitted, because I didn't put down my correct AP like code or whatever, my ID code or whatever, it didn't end up getting like submitted to my like AP like profile or whatever.
Oh.
So like I and it was weeks later that I realized that because I had to put the number somewhere else on the like on the actual test part, and
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
very specific on which number and where it was, and I was like, oh, this is not the number I put in for when I submitted the project.
Mhm.
So, and that was like weeks apart, and I was like, I thought about like emailing my teacher, but I was like, I don't even know how they would fix this. I thought
Right.
about emailing the AP people, but at that point I was like, man, I don't really care. So I ended up getting a 2, but that's just
Oh.
because they didn't actually get the second half of my AP exam, which was
Gotcha.
that project thing. So I
Mhm.
probably did pretty good on the on the multiple choice test. Um,
I bet you
uh,
did.
I but I was like crushed. But then like 2 days later, I was like, it's whatever.
Right, right. Because like
Man, yeah,
I feel like we care so much about the AP exam because every AP class in high school feels like you're just doing that test over and over again.
exactly.
But then at the end of the day, when you get to college and like what it was supposed to mean was basically like a semester of bullshit. Because when I took the computer science class that was related to the exam I got a 1 on, I aced it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
AP's bullshit.
yeah. And like you have to pay so much. It's
Oh yeah,
uh,
that part sucked.
mhm.
Um,
We're just ragging on stupid things right now
it's it's time for the bullshit hours here on the podcast.
here on the podcast. What's it? All right, here's something non-bullshit. If we had a podcast, what would this podcast be called?
See, um, I don't. That's a good question. I don't really know. I'm bad at coming up with names for things. What would it be called?
Hmm. I feel like there's like a template for naming groups of people. You could either have them have like a common theme and like call them the blank guys or something, or you
Yeah,
could or you could combine their like usernames, like how some people do it.
we could be. I know it's not technically part of your profile name, but it could be Mr. Blues
Mr. Blues. I
because
kind of
you
like
like
that.
just you blue and Mr.
Yeah. Hmm. I'm thinking about it, but that makes it sound like
I know
not
it
to.
makes it sound like we talk like depressing stuff.
Yeah, or it makes it sound like there's only one person.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah. Hmm.
The Mr. Blues guys.
Yeah. The Blues guys.
The blues guys.
Right.
But then it sounds like we talk about like blues jazz.
Yeah, that's true. Hmm. I'm gonna keep thinking about that one.
We'll put that on the back burner for now.
Yeah. Chad, if you got any suggestions, drop it in. I'll probably watch this later, to be honest, because it's like not to toot anybody's horn or anything, but this has been like entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely feel like it's been entertaining.
I mean,
'Cause
of course it is. I'm here.
yeah, of course it is, because you're here, but
I'm
also,
here.
yeah, I feel like I almost like this kind of sounds bad, but I feel like every podcast should have some visual element, even though that's really difficult sometimes.
Yeah.
Because like even just seeing the people talking, that makes me more engaged. If I just see a blank screen, I'm not engaged.
Not for sure.
Maybe that's part ADHD for me, but
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe that makes sense. I definitely would struggle without a visual as well.
but yeah, like with the gaming that I'm doing, I feel like that has all the bright lights and flashy colors, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even if we haven't actually discussed the game once. But
Would you like to discuss the game?
um, the robot's cute.
The robot is cute. I will say that.
That's about. I mean, you're doing stuff, and I'm like, damn, he's doing stuff.
It's so precise. Like I don't know if you've seen when I'm in a room with a lot of enemies,
Oh,
but
I've been looking every now and then, and I'm like, what the fuck is
yeah,
happening?
there's so many red circles on screen, and you gotta avoid every single one.
Yeah.
when I first was starting out, this game was impossible.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah.
But it's just it's taken up so much time that I'm like I understand it a little bit better.
I understand.
You gotta get into the mindset of what this game is trying to show you. And like some of the enemies, like all of the enemies are gun based or like weapons based.
Yeah.
And when you look at some of the enemies, some of them are like shaped like shotgun shells, and some of them are shaped like bullets. And the way they act is similar to like how they act in real life, sort of thing. So the bullets like charge at you immediately. Like you don't even have time to think or do anything. So you just got to remember to use your iframes, your invincibility frames.
The good old iframes.
Yeah. And then the shotgun ones are they're gonna shoot you from afar, but they're gonna spread it in a wide angle. And there's just, yeah. It was a small indie game, and they put a lot of thought and effort to this game, and that's why I like it.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I like the art style.
Oh yeah. And there's like, I can't remember the exact number, but the weapons you can get are so varied and unique, and there's so many. It took them so long to do it.
Oh yeah, I bet.
And I want to make a game that like you can tell I really cared about.
Oh yeah, indie games are the best.
Like AAA stuff, I always feel like it's so almost commercialized.
It really is. Like I can't stand on it, low-key. I can't stand AAA games.
This is a controversial topic. Oh boy.
Ooh, more controversy.
Yeah.
I'm literally like, shut the hell up. Stop it with these, like, I hate like how we're going towards like hyper realistic as the, like as the norm. Like this is what video games should be.
No, when I'm supposed to take you out. They're supposed to take you out of.
But like you notice that's like the trend, right?
Yeah, I definitely.
It's
understand.
like, yeah, but I'm like, no, like give me stylized, cool-looking things. I've had a video game that I'm developing in my mind solely, and I have been for like the past like 5 years, and it's like if it were to release the way I'm thinking it in my mind right now, it'd be like, it would take the world by storm. It would be the most like stylized Technicolor bullshit you have ever seen.
I really want to ask about it, but are you trying to keep it private?
Oh, not really. If you want to ask about it, I
want to hear about it.
Okay, so here's where we are. We're in some unnamed country in the world. It could be fake, it could be real. Who knows? Yeah. And one day a meteor comes down and crashes into this city in this country. Scientists are like we don't know what it is. They find a weird element in it that's not known on Earth, but it seems to be safe for now. But then they find out that this element that's in this meteor not only has it spread across the entire city because of the impact, but they also found that at random points that they can't determine what causes it to change, but it will suddenly become like almost a sentient being that will just attack anything near it. So it'll be safe until something happens, and then it's dangerous.
Okay.
So that's the situation. But then these scientists, they take some of the element that's kind of dead in the meteor because of all the heat and stuff. It couldn't handle it, so it's like completely safe. They take it back to their lab, and they form an AI around it. They like implant an AI into this mass of this element that doesn't exist on Earth, and they kind of make it take on a human brain and a human form, because this element can like shapeshift. It can appear in different forms.
I'm imagining like Ditto.
It's like Ditto, pretty much, except it can be very nasty, and it's not always just goo. But it can be goo. And so this goo that they now give, like, they give it a brain and kind of emotions and, like, make it kind of a person, but it's still, like, an AI. It takes form of a person that they will use this person made of this element that will go around then and stop the dangerous goo that's attacking the city. And that's your job. You play as the goo person.
I like it.
And you go around the city, and you like protect the people from the goo that's turning evil. And then along the way, you find out like what it is and like why it turns evil sometimes.
I really like that.
Yeah, but so that's like the story thing, and you play as this character, and I'm kind of keeping it vague just because I know it's like in my mind it's like completely character customizable, like
Yeah.
gender presentation, anything, because and like looks and stuff, because like it's a blob
Right.
that's not a human, so like it can be anything you want it to be. But it's still like a person. It's got a heart and emotions and stuff. But yeah, so that's that, and then the gameplay is what I'm struggling with. But in my mind, it kind of acts like it's a 3D game, so it's kind of like almost like a puzzle platformer, but it also has some combat sections. The cool thing about your character is because this element that you're made of doesn't have like a solid form. You can change parts of your bodies to be like solids or liquids. You can change into like a liquid puddle on the floor to slide under doors, or a gas in the air to rise to a platform, or you can make your hands super stretchy and like Elastigirl stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
Or you can make like super hard, like give yourself like diamond hands to like hack and slash enemies.
Diamond fire.
And diamond fire. So this is in my mind. There's so much more, but like I won't bore you with the details.
No. This is not boring. This is really not boring. Like I have a binder full of game ideas that I can stare at for a long time and like think about it and work out how it would play out and how I would code it and stuff. So don't think you're boring at all.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just basically all that's in my head is like the characters. It's going to be like it's like a RPG. So there's like chapters, but there's also like side quests you can do in the town. The part, so like the person you play as, the scientists like play it up to the public like, oh, this is a normal person we hired that just happens to know a lot about this element, and you act as like this, almost like this public figure for the scientists to go around answering questions about it, because you are made of it. But they don't know that, like, the public just sees you as, like, a normal person, kind of.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. That adds, like, a climactic part to it. Like, that'll happen when everybody finds out that you're part of the goo.
Yeah, exactly. And the climax is huge. I'm not gonna get into that, because it's, like, kind of bullshit stuff that I just, like, thought of, and I was like, oh, that'd be cool. But, aesthetically, it's kind of, like, I really want it to be super, like, pastel technicolor, like lots of whites, but like lots of CMYK, you know.
Gotcha.
Okay. And just like really pretty. It's pretty anime, in my mind. Like I haven't actually like done any like mock-ups or sketches of any of the characters or anything like that. I probably should. It's all just in my brain at this point. But that's what's in my brain. Is just these colors and these characters.
Well, I think that would be a banger.
Honestly, it'd be the banger of the century. And like, I say that with full confidence. This game in my head, I want to play it. I want to play it.
Again, if like you like it, then somebody else will.
Exactly.
If you really believe in it and stuff, people will definitely see that passion.
Hell yeah.
I wanted to tell you since you started the whole gameplay part, I was like, puzzle games, I feel like I could kind of code that a little bit or get somebody to help, because like I kind of understand how puzzle games work. If it was an RPG sort of thing, I feel like that would be out of my element. Definitely, like a whole lot.
Yeah, I don't know. The gameplay portion of it is definitely the thing I'm least like the story and the characters and the art direction are things that like things like that I actually can like do. Like I can write a story, I can draw like art, but like the gameplay is like totally like coding stuff, and I have just so many like different ideas. I'm like, oh, like a puzzle platformer, but I also want to do like not like I don't want it to be an RPG as in like turn-based combat. That's not what I want.
Right.
I want like all it to be like real-time combat. But I want it to be mostly puzzle stuff, but like I'm bad with puzzles, so I don't know exactly what kind of puzzles they'd be. They'd be some kind of 3D puzzle platformer.
Well, I honestly like don't even think I'm playing this up for chat or anything. I want to make this game.
Damn kid. We could go places with this.
Yeah, I would work with you. I feel like we've definitely had group projects together. I feel like you would be okay to work with.
Yeah, I think so. I mean that about you, not about me.
Yeah.
I realized it wasn't clear.
No, you're fine. I feel like we got an understanding where we're like, if we have too much work or we have an error that we can't fix, we're gonna tell each other. Like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That is tough to overcome when you don't know somebody or where you feel like they're so much better than you at something. Like you feel like you don't want to let them down. But we're just
we're chill.
Yeah, we're chill.
We're homeboys, so.
So I'm gonna make this tentative promise. If I am ever able to make this game and you're willing and we're all willing to work, I'll make this game reality.
Lit. That's all I want to hear in life.
Hell yeah.
Just a maybe one day.
Maybe one day, you know? Even if we're like retired, I can still code when I'm retired.
Hopefully I'll still be able to draw then.
I think you will. Like definitely
so.
with VR stuff, I feel like older people could do things more, you know?
Yeah, definitely. That's where I hope VR goes, because that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well,
just for like people to do things again.
I definitely have you seen the 3D drawer?
Yeah.
Yeah. That
I'm
looks,
like, that's incredible.
Yeah, that looks really cool. And I don't know how. I haven't seen any like true artists use it and say like, okay, this was helpful, or okay, it's not. I haven't seen any of that.
No, I've only seen like one video of someone using it, and I'm like, dang, that's cool. It seems complicated though.
Right. You'd have
like
to get
more
used
than
to it.
normal digital art. Yeah.
For me, drawing has always been. I wanna like figure out what my video game character or setting looks like. Like I told you I have a binder, and it's actually right behind me in my drawer. But it has a whole bunch of video game ideas, and some of them are original creations, and some of them are just like new Pokemon or new Sonic characters that I thought of. Because like, I could work for a video game company, but I wouldn't want to stay there forever.
Yeah. Well, yeah, everyone's got to start somewhere.
And Bethesda was bought by Microsoft, and I was like, I kind of wanted to, because like Bethesda's really close, and I was like, maybe I could apply there and work it out and figure it out. But I feel like when Microsoft buys it, it's a lot harder to like get into it and feel. I don't even know what the word is, but it feels more corporate.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's just different now.
Yeah.
Well, dang.
Not to pressure you, but are you looking at any internships anywhere or jobs or anything?
No, I should be though.
No, I really don't think you should, even with COVID, like everything's up in the air.
I guess that's true. I meant to, like, we had that like intern fair a few like weeks ago. I meant to like be a part of it, but I was just like, man, I can't be bothered.
Right. No, I feel
I'm too
that.
tired.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty content in knowing that like the job I want to go into, the job like security for it is pretty good. Like being an actuary is something that like companies will always need.
Right.
Exactly. Like that's not like going anywhere, and like it's not like there's like a huge new surge of people who are in that job market that weren't before. So like I feel pretty good in knowing that like I'll be able to find a job.
Definitely. So you probably have told me what an actuary is, and I'm gonna try to guess what it is. But you tell me if I'm wrong. You tell me if I'm wrong. It sounds to me like an actuary takes into account actual like business expenses and like all the stuff that's going on with the money in a business. Is that kind of true?
That might be part. Like, there's a lot to an actuary that like I don't know about. I'm sure that might be part of it. The thing that I know them for the most is they like calculate risk when it comes to like insurance.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like they'll like if you like they're used as like consultants a lot, and they'll be like, okay, here's this person, like he wants insurance, like based on like previous experience and like his situation, what's the statistical risk of like XYZ happening to him.
Okay. So I was way off. I was way off. You can tell me I'm way off.
Well, see, I don't know if you're off because that's only one part of the job that I'm aware of. So they could handle, oh, excuse me, they could handle finances of a business in a way that I'm not aware of. Because yeah. So, but
it sounds really cool, like statistics and stuff.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it is. A lot of people are like, that's gross, it's boring. And I'm like, you're kind of right, but also I find it very interesting, so.
I feel like with statistics in general are just kind of interesting to me. Like you can calculate the probability of anything happening, and that's super cool.
Yeah.
Reading the
future. I wish people thought it was that cool. Let's see. Do you know Rooster Teeth and
Yes, I
like
do.
Achievement Hunter?
Yes.
So, like, do you know them like super well, or just kind of like
Just
on
kind
the
of like
DL?
I know they do gaming stuff, or
Okay,
yeah.
sure. So they have a bunch of like guys on Achievement Hunter, and they play games and stuff. One time they had a discussion where one of them brought up I don't know how they got into this discussion, but one of them brought up the probability of like flipping a coin and getting heads 3 times in a row. And the argument arose because he was trying to argue that the odds of flipping 3 heads in a row is 12%, or 1 out of 8, which is true. But then everyone else was trying to argue against him that no, it's 50%, because each flip has an equal outcome of being heads or tails, and the previous flip doesn't impact that at all.
Right.
Which is also true. So the funny part just came down to that they were arguing 2 different things.
Oh.
But it got so heated, and it went on for like episodes across like different GTA episodes they did, and like other things. They were talking about this for so long. And it was just, especially when I was in my statistics class, when I like saw this. I mean, this happened like years ago, but I just saw like a compilation of it that someone put together, and I was like, that's really funny. Because the funny thing is that the guy who is claiming it's 12%, which it is, often is right about what he's arguing, but is kind of dumb in how he tries to argue it. So it's really easy for other people to argue against him. Even if he's right, he explains it very poorly. So it was just funny.
I gotcha.
Little statistic.
Statistics are just weird and funny because it's kind of life. It's kind of like looking at all the information of life.
It is.
Can I ask a favor? Off topic.
Yeah,
Can
sure.
you look at Twitch chat? Because my friend told me he put something in there, and I'm not looking at it at all.
I see something that says talk about AP US history.
Oh, damn. Okay, I know who this is. All right. All right, here we go. So we had an AP US history teacher that was like famous in our high school. And his name, I'm gonna keep him anonymous because who knows how far this will get.
God damn.
But he was quite the character. He was like, the very first thing I remember about him was that he was a girls track and field coach in a Catholic high school. I want to say it was a high school, but that was like his whole personality was like really, really speedy and like passionate about things, which was, I think, what a coach should be, but not, I don't know if to the extent of this guy.
Yeah.
Because he was like so super passionate about this. a specific example I can provide is that whenever somebody wanted to go to the bathroom, he would make them ask, which is first of all kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But he would also like tell them just what did he say? I can't remember his exact language, but it was basically like drop your pants, immediately go and like run back. And I was like, you don't want them to wash their hands? It was just so strange. He made it.
It's kind of sus. Oh.
It was just. He was a weird dude, and like you could clearly tell he was talking about history in a conservative way, like saying slavery was better in America, and I was like, you can't say that, my man.
No.
And people called him out. People called him out a lot.
That's good.
Which was good, but I never wanted to because I was in high school. I was like a little less confident.
Yeah, I mean, same.
Yeah. I hope my friend who asked to talk about AP US history is still listening and finds that factually correct, because I may be misremembering some stuff. But that's the general gist. He was just quite a character, and like everybody in school knew him. And
one of those guys.
Yeah. Like he would give these things called DBQs. I don't know if you ever had those.
Yeah, I've heard.
And those were legendary.
I've also had.
Yeah, those were legendary because he almost never gave A's on them. So everybody was always super stressed about it, and like that was your weekend. If you had a DBQ, your whole weekend was trying to make that as good as possible. And like they would be in high school, like they would be 1,000 words or more because he made you do a specific number of documents, and like it was excessive. It got excessive.
That sounds gross. I would hate that.
Yeah, but on the flip side, everybody passed the AP US history exams because he prepared as well.
Well, that's good at least.
Yeah, but I feel like he went a little overboard sometimes.
I mean, it sounds like it.
Yeah. But we were just happy to be entertained, honestly. Like even if he was being super conservative and maybe not politically correct, we were just happy to be entertained. Because like every other class was just boring. You would watch a video. If you were lucky, you got to watch Bill Wurr's Worsts, History of the World. Do you know what I'm talking about with that video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's a pretty legendary video on YouTube.
It's pretty legendary, yeah.
It's the history of the world. It's the entire world.
Everyone and their mom has watched that video.
Oh yeah. Do you have any professors or teachers that were like specifically memorable?
Memorable. God. See, my problem is that I remember so little of high school in general. So my memory is like a goldfish, but I'm trying to think. I mean, we had the AP bio teacher I told you about that hated me. He was kind of known for he was really an asshole of a guy.
Okay.
Not even just a teacher. He would like he's the kind of guy who like, you know how teachers are like, there's no such thing as a stupid question. He was not like that. If a student asked a bad question, he would 100% either like make fun of them in some way or like be rude about answering it.
That's dumb.
Yeah, he was just like, he had this like such superiority thing about him. Like you could just tell, even though he's the teacher and the adult in the room who's there to teach us, he just had this air of like, I am better than all of you will ever be.
Oh, that's dumb.
And I was just, and especially because he had that whole thing about like, only like people who plan to major in biology or like nursing or something should be taking AP Bio. Which is why like I didn't really like his like superiority thing didn't really get to me because I didn't really care about what he was teaching. You know, but like people who did, like I can't imagine how like weird that'd be for them. And I'm just like, dude, sit down. You're a high school teacher. He was a doctor though.
Okay.
All of we had 2 AP Bio teachers. Like when you took AP Bio, it was a full year course, and like you would take it with one teacher for the first half, and then him for the second half.
Oh, okay.
And they were both doctors, so they both had their doctorate in something.
At least that sounds like they know their stuff, at least.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The first doctor for AP Bio, she was great.
Mm-hmm.
She was so nice. She was like the complete opposite. Like, she clearly knew her shit, and she was like, she wouldn't let kids like walk all over her, cause like it was an AP class.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she would be like, she'd be nice and like understanding about things. And definitely like, she was the type who was like, there's no such thing as a stupid question.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like going back and forth. Those two was like wild, man.
Wow.
I was like, I went into the second guy's class. I was like, damn bitch, you teach like this?
Mm-hmm.
Gross.
Ooh. Oh, man. I'm doing. So I'm gonna talk about the game for a tiny bit.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm doing all right, but it's just the way this character is set up. Like, I can't. If you mess up once, it feels like the run is almost over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you have such little health. Like every other character, you can get health back so easily.
Yeah.
But that's what makes this game fun. Is like you can spend hundreds and hundreds of hours on it and still not be amazing.
Oh, I love games like that.
Yeah.
That's like me with Oh, go for it.
I very quick. Just like if a game is too easy or like you're doing too well, it's almost not fun.
Yeah, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, I'm the kind of person who like I will be like I'll be entertained with anything, even if it's easy, and even if it's like, you know, like even if it's easy, and people are like, "Oh, this is boring," I'll probably still find it. Like I'm just that type of person.
Yeah.
But fair. Yeah, challenging games have their own appeal as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like. Have you ever played Hollow Knight or heard of it?
I've seen so much gameplay of it. I kind of get it, but
Ooh,
I don't.
You should,
I didn't.
You
buy
should
it.
play it. It's so good. That's a game where, and not only from like a gameplay sense, like you can play it for hours and still not be good at it, because like it's a Metroidvania, so like it's platforming, but it's also like not combat per se, but you have to like know your stuff for some of the boss fights.
Okay.
And like, but also with this, it's also like heavy story stuff, and the story is not direct, so it's like it's a game you can play for hours and still have no idea what the story is.
Yeah.
You have to like go, you have to like just go digging for it or just look it up. I don't know. It's such a game. It has so much bang for your buck. Like,
Gotcha.
you'll get so much out of the $15.
How many hours do you have on it?
Oh God, I'd have to get my Switch for that. It's pretty extensive. It's probably between 100 and 200. But that's also because I've played it more than once, probably. But you can get a lot out of it. And there's a lot of optional stuff too. Like you can beat the game, I think, in like 30 minutes, like from like dropping in to like beating the final boss.
Oh,
but
wow.
there's like so much extra content, or not extra content, but like optional stuff, I guess. That you can get in, and it'll take you hours to comb through it all. But like if you just want to like beat the game, it probably would take you like half an hour, maybe. It's crazy.
Yeah, that reminds me of like how Breath of the Wild, when they were first showcasing it, Sakurai, I think it was Sakurai, I want to say it was Sakurai, was playing it, and he was like, you can go fight Ganon right now. And I was like,
oh,
whoa.
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Underpants out, you can just go fight Ganon.
Yeah. I thought that was hilarious. And I thought it was really cool too, because like the player chooses what happens.
It's true. Sadly, I never played Breath of the Wild. I had a slight vendetta against it that was no fault of its own. It was just me being salty.
What was it about?
It has to do with the 2017 Game Awards.
Oh, I get
So-
what you. I think I get what you mean.
It's very specific though, so I'll briefly go over it. So like, Breath of the Wild won Game of the Year for 2017, right? That's fine. I didn't play it. I heard it was good, and I'm like, good for it. You know, it won Game of the Year. My problem was that 2017 released my favorite game of all time, which was Nier Automata.
Oh.
And it didn't even receive a nomination for Game of the Year, but like, I forget what game exactly it was that did receive it, but it was the beta. It was like a broken ass beta for a game
No.
that wasn't even finished that got the God, I have to look it up now. I'm looking it up. But like that got a nomination and not this, which was a masterpiece of a game. Luckily it did win best soundtrack.
Okay.
So that kind of
That's
so that
something.
kind of it was
But you felt it deserved more.
it deserved at least the nomination for Game of the Year.
Okay.
Like up there with Persona 5 and Breath of the Wild. So I'm not salty necessarily at Breath of the Wild that it won, because I know even if Nier had gotten the nomination for Game of the Year, it would not have won against Breath of the Wild. But just that salty taste in my mouth.
No, I understand. I understand.
Oh, it was the beta for PUBG.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, so the Game of the Year nominations for 2017 were Breath of the Wild, Odyssey, the PUBG, which was a broken beta at this point, I just want to point out, Persona 5, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Wow.
All of those make sense except PUBG, which should have been Nier Automata. I don't know how it happened.
Explain to me the gameplay a bit of Nier Automata, because I have heard of it and I've seen stills, screenshots, but I haven't seen gameplay really.
So do you know Platinum Games? Did
they do Bayonetta?
They did Bayonetta.
Okay. Is it like Bayonetta?
Yes, but it's even better. They also did Metal Gear Rising. I don't know if you played that, but it also is a game praised for its combat. So basically, Platinum Games is known for their incredible combat in their games. And so Nier is a hack and slash, but it's also a bullet hell.
I like bullet hells. Yeah.
It has basically any type of gameplay you can think of. It has it.
Okay.
Nier has, and it does it all like well. It's not just like it has 50 shitty types of gameplay. It's like 50 amazing gameplay types. Most of it is the hack and slash, so like you have swords and you beat things up with your swords. But there are bullet hell sections. There are like you have a gunship and you're flying around sections. There are more bullet hells, but this time it's like hacking mini games. It's got a lot, and it's all great.
It sounds like a lot of work was put into it, and a lot of work usually means good stuff.
Trust me, it was a lot of work that no one thought was going to happen, because it's a sequel to a game that came out in 2010 to, shall we say, lukewarm reviews, especially around its combat. So that was the original Nier in 2010, which is known. It has a fantastic story. Just as Nier Automata does too, but it often gets praised more for its combat because of its prequel, which has an amazing story, but its combat is pretty ass.
Okay.
It's also kind of a hack and slash beat 'em up, but like the controls are pretty jank, and they don't feel good to use.
Gotcha.
But the story is so good that for some people like me, who I don't really care about gameplay all that much, like if a game is an interesting story and I can enjoy it, I don't really care if what I'm playing is jank.
Right,
you know?
right. I get what you mean.
So that it didn't really bother me, but for people who really care about that, it was like, oh, this gameplay sucks. So everyone was surprised when after the reviews and how it didn't really sell that much, it got the sequel that did amazingly, comparatively. So it was kind of like a miracle story.
Gotcha.
But luckily, they're actually remaking the original, and it's coming out next year.
Wow.
And I can't wait to buy it. And they're actually like redid. Someone from Platinum Games actually came on board to supervise like the combat like revision and make sure it's like
it'll be
it'll be good again. So I'm excited about that.
That's awesome.
But that was my tangent. That came from the Game Awards somehow.
Oh yeah, we were talking about Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the
yeah.
Wild. So that's why Breath of the Wild has loosely a salty taste in my mouth.
I got you.
Nothing against it personally. I'm just like,
yeah.
eh.
No, I think you're valid, honestly, because sometimes there are some games or even movies or books that I don't want to play or read or experience because so many people say like, "Oh, it's the best thing ever." That might be a bit weird, but for an example, I want to say it was like Schindler's. It was some movie. Schindler's List is coming to mind. I don't think it was that, but I didn't want to watch it because everybody was telling me to watch it.
No, dude, I'm literally the same way.
Yeah.
If I don't, so this is my thing with people trying to get me to watch things or play things. I'm like, if I don't have an immediate natural like desire to watch it or play it, then like no amount of people telling me how good it is or how much I should play it like will change my mind.
Oh, I agree.
I'm just like, people are like, oh, you should watch it, like it's so good, you'll love it, and I'm like, but I don't have any interest in watching it.
Exactly.
And so it like, yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. There are just a lot of times where I feel like I'm being contrarian or maybe unnecessarily, but I'm with you. I'm with you on that boat. Like, I gotta wanna.
Exactly. If I don't wanna, then like, good luck trying to convince me otherwise.
Oh, you should look at stream right now.
Yeah.
I can pet the dog, which makes this a good game.
Oh, maybe it's behind. Oh. I see the dog!
Yep, there's the dog.
Yay! Oh, I love that.
Yep, and the robot has a heart. It's so good.
I love it.
And that dog is really helpful, and it can't be killed, which is good.
Oh, God bless.
And now
dogs.
Now I
dogs in video games.
I got a big gun.
Big gun to protect Doggo with.
Yes, exactly. Okay, I wanna talk about a game, but I don't know if you've played it. And if you haven't played it, I don't want to talk about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Have you played Last of Us?
No.
I haven't either, but I watched the entire like gameplay and cutscenes and everything because like I don't even know if people were telling me to watch it, but this was something that was an exception. I was like, okay, I kind of want to see what this is about. And its story is like insane for two different games because it has Last of Us 1 and Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
That story is so insane. And it's like sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. But overall, just the way they took it in that direction is like unprecedented. So I recommend you if you don't want to play it, at least like look at an overview of what they did. Not right now or anything, but if you had known about it, I would have wanted to talk about it.
Yeah. I basically know nothing about it.
I don't want to spoil
like the story wise or anything. So yeah, please don't. I would like to. I know it's good, and I don't know if I'll ever play it myself, but I definitely want to experience the story at some point in my life.
It's just it's almost as if you're watching a really, really dramatic movie.
Yeah. Let's see. I think a game that's like that for me, in which I've watched it all but I haven't played, is The Wolf Among Us. Have you ever heard of that?
That sounds familiar. But...
It's a Telltale game. So like the people who made The Walking Dead.
Okay.
I forget what year it came out, but they just like I think it must be the next year. They're actually making like it had like they have like seasons
Mhm.
or The Walking Dead at least.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like it had its like season 1. I'm putting that in air quotes because they never really labeled it. It was just
Mhm.
The Wolf Among Us.
Mhm.
And then it was over, and it had like an open end where, and it's based off a comic book series, so like they could have had more game. But then like all this stuff happened with Telltale, and they like kind of shut down,
Yeah.
or went bankrupt. But then they kind of came back, and they announced that they were going to be making The Wolf Among Us 2, or like season 2,
Mhm.
in 2021. And so now I'm pretty excited about that, even though it's a game I've never played. But I do plan on playing it because it is available on Steam. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
maybe I'll be streaming that at some point.
And I
Although
will.
I already know the story, but like if you're there, then it'd be cool because like the
Yeah,
story
yeah.
is pretty cool.
I feel
And
like.
also I
Yeah.
don't remember everything, and because like the story kind of changes to your like the choices you make, it
Mhm.
might be different than like what I remember. So
Exactly.
it's pretty cool.
I think like this is just. I don't know if we've talked about this before, but I feel like when you're streaming and you have somebody to talk to, it's automatically like you're gonna be doing stuff better, like the commentary,
Yeah.
etc.
100%.
Because if you're just staring at your screen, trying to think of things to say, you're gonna like flub up. You're gonna like misspeak. You're gonna be stressing.
Yeah, for sure. That's basically my entire first stream. Like I don't even want to go back and watch it because the whole time I was just like, I don't know what I'm talking
Can
about.
I
Like,
can I
yeah,
admit something?
yes.
I watched not all of your stream, but I
Oh
watched
no.
I watched a good bit, and I was like at the very beginning you weren't talking that much, and that was probably because you were like setting stuff up.
I really was, and I knew that no one was gonna be joining right away, so I was like,
Yeah.
I got time to fix some stuff.
Yeah, and then I skipped around a bit because I honestly was there for like hearing you talk because I wanted to see like how you were commentating. I wanted to learn from it a little bit.
Oh,
And
I don't know if that's the right place to try to learn it.
yeah, because I was skipping around and I don't know if it was like me being super precise with my skipping around, but it seemed like you weren't talking a whole lot, and I was like, ooh, ooh.
Might have been. Like I said, I don't really like it was so long ago.
hmm
I had some friends like in the chat, and so they were kind of like chiming in every like now and then.
Well, that's good. That's something, yeah.
So you might have just been unlucky with your clicking around, but I also know I could have been talking more, but like I
hmm
said, first time I
Like
wasn't really
yeah, for
trying.
definitely for some games you don't want to talk too much, but this was a game I definitely was not interested. I'm gonna be honest. So I was like mainly there, yeah, for that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure when you were talking, it was entertaining. I just didn't see.
This is debatable.
Uh,
But we'll see. I guess having someone to talk to is much better. So we
like
should
if you're
definitely
talking
do
to
this more
chat,
often.
yeah, if you're talking to chat, it's like a really one-sided conversation, and then yeah.
Well, because it was my friends. It wasn't. They were responding pretty well.
Okay, that's good.
So it wasn't as one-sided as it could have been. But you
Okay.
also had to be like looking at the chat and watching the stream to like,
Yeah.
if you're watching it back, to get the conversation.
Mhm. I'm really ragging on you, and I'm sorry.
No, you're totally valid. Like I rag on myself like twice as hard as that.
Well, hopefully you understand. Like, it isn't as bad as you think. Like,
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
it could have been worse.
yeah.
Trust me, I know. I many years ago I tried to start my Let's Play career, let's say,
Mhm.
and I never uploaded any of it. But like watching some of it back, and this is from like 6 years ago, I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
there's just no content here.
Okay, you made me think of, I don't know if it was a repressed memory or just a memory I have now unlocked because you said that. I'm thinking about the first time I ever recorded myself playing a game. And this is when I was real young. This was like getting
baby.
This was like getting video games for the library young.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
Yes.
And so it was on my Wii, and so that means I was anywhere from age 7 to like age 12 or 13. So I was playing Ben 10 because, you know, everything comes back to Ben 10.
Of course.
I was playing Ben 10 and I thought, I don't know if I had even seen a YouTube video, but I just really had this urge. I was like, I wanna show my friends me playing this game because I guess I really liked it or something, and I wanted to share the experience or whatever. So I didn't have a phone, I didn't have a flip phone, I didn't have anything. So what I got was this really old camera. Well, like old now. It wasn't old then. It was like 1 megapixel, which at some point was fresh and new. But it was one of those cameras where it just had just barely had the screen that showed you what happened when you took a picture. It was like really blurry and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I set it wouldn't stand up on its own even. So I was like, all right, this is my first test. I gotta figure out how to record the screen and me talking, because I wanted to do that too. I don't know why. So it did have it had video functionality at least, so it wasn't too super old. So I put it on this chair, and I propped it on the back of the chair, and the back of the chair had holes in it, so I thought, oh, you'll be able to see the TV through it, because the lens was like, yeah. So I recorded it, and it felt to me like hours, but it was probably like half an hour, honestly, because kid brain.
Yeah.
So I go to rewatch the footage, and wouldn't you know it, it didn't record any gameplay.
My god.
It was like, I can't remember if it was like the screen was so blurry, like it wasn't HD, like low video quality, basically.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was that or like the camera fell onto one of the parts of the chair that you couldn't see through.
Oh, maybe.
But I was so distraught. I never recorded myself playing games for a while.
That's heartbreaking.
I was scarred for life.
It's funny you say that. I considered doing that type of recording for, several times in my, when I was younger, doing setting up a camera that's recording the TV screen on a chair of some kind.
Yeah, and
I never actually did it though.
It always looks terrible.
Well, especially because back then, most people didn't have really good video cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the one we had was it could record videos, just not super well.
Gotcha.
So I never ended up doing that, but I could have, and I was tempted a few times.
Okay. So we're both young prodigies. Is that what that's what you're saying?
We're both young. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But now, big boys with big setups.
Hell yeah.
Some
setups.
Some setups bigger than others. But all setups are created equal in my heart.
I have my headphones in, but I can tell you for sure my laptop is probably screaming.
Poor baby.
Mm-hmm. It's doing its work though. It's put in work.
She's doing her best.
Oh yeah. I love how people. Go ahead.
We're proud of her.
Go
yeah,
ahead.
I was just gonna say we're proud of her.
Yeah, I love how people name their cars and it's always a female name, and it's funny. There's no John.
This is my car, Bob.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's kind of true actually.
Mm-hmm. I just tells it like I sees it.
Yes.
This is raw commentary right here.
Raw, unfiltered commentary.
WWE raw commentary.
That's our podcast name.
That's the name? We're going with that? Right,
no, we shouldn't.
Let me buy the domain name.
It's really funny.
Thank you. So I'm gonna be. Now we're going away from raw to real talk. Whenever somebody laughs or tells me something is funny, I don't believe them. I think they're faking.
Dude, you gotta stop that nonsense.
But like,
You gotta shut that bullshit up, Chief.
I know it like hurts people's feelings if I say that, but like it's just true. I don't like. I feel like if I accept that somebody's like trying to praise me for that shit, then I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's bad if I accept that.
Dude, no. So you think I'm faking it right now?
No,
Me laughing and stuff?
I think you're happy talking to me, but like if you tell me something's funny, I won't believe you. If that makes
Aw,
sense.
dude, stop it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
You are
you.
fun. You are funny.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you saying that, but I don't know if I can believe it internally, you know?
Oh my god, dude. I don't trust me. If I didn't think something you said was funny, you would not hear me laughing.
Okay.
I
Okay.
like I can't fake laugh. Like I can't fake like funny.
Mhm.
I can fake kindness. I can fake a smile, but like laughter, man, that shit comes right from the gut.
Mhm. Okay. If there's
So if you
anybody,
hear it from me,
yeah, if there's anybody I can trust, I feel like it's Chris.
I mean it better be.
I mean,
Come on, man.
you are one.
After this long,
Yeah, you are one of only three. Was it? No, it was two. Two. One of three total people that I've like spent the night with.
oh yeah.
Can I tell that story on stream? I know you were there, but I want to tell this story on
Oh,
stream because I just need to record this.
you can tell it because I don't remember a lot of it.
Oh
so
yeah, I will break it
I'm
down.
sure you have some things that I don't recall.
Okay, because like I just want to record this in case I get dementia and I don't remember this night.
Oh,
But
yeah, we all need to remember this night.
okay, it starts out it's a party-based story. So the party is on a Friday night, and it's Thursday, and I'm invited to Darby's. I don't wanna. I shouldn't have named a name, but let's call her Darby. Her real name, wink wink, isn't Darby.
We're not talking about a girl named Darby.
Yeah,
He
I-
meant to say the restaurant Arby's.
Yeah. I fixed it in post, even though this is live. The name you heard was not the name of the person. But anyway, we I'm invited to that, and I think like because it was late on a. She invited me for late on a Friday, and I was like, Melissa's not going to be okay with this because Melissa's really strict and stuff. So.
Mhm.
I was like a little nervous about because I had to ask somebody because I didn't have a ride, and I still don't have my license, which is I'm just laid it on everything about my life right now. But so I had to ask Melissa. I asked her, and I think she felt bad that I hadn't had like college parties in general because I'm not living on campus or anything. So she let me go to this one. And I was like, that's awesome. This is going to be real fun. So Friday rolls around, and I had one class that day in the morning. And it was really cool that I could just stay until however long I got to stay until like after that party. So I was out on Hood all day, on campus all day. And that was amazing to me. Because that was like, I just wanted to be away from home. Not like it's a horrible time, but like, it was such a new experience to be not at home the entire day. And that was awesome. And then, so as it's getting closer to party time, you and two other people were just like hanging out. And the party's just basically going to be like a dorm room thing. It wasn't super fratty or anything, like a lot of drinks and whatever. But it was getting late and dark, and we notice it's like storming a little bit, but we're feeling like it's not going to be a big deal, and we're just having a good time. People are getting drunk, not me really. Um, and I get a text from Melissa, and she's like, uh, "Your dad, Brad, we call Brad. He can't come get you, come pick you up." And this is like big. This is a big problem because like this has never happened before. We've always been able to get out of our town. Like there's never been any huge weather events or whatever. And what had happened was there was a tornado that ran only like a mile or so away from my house, and it was in the farmland next to my neighborhood. And it was just such a big tornado that it tore down trees and stuff. Everybody was in their basement, and we hadn't experienced any of it because we were in Frederick. And I was just taken aback. I was like, "Oh, is everybody okay?" and stuff like that. And they said everybody was fine, but this would be my first night ever to not be sleeping in my own bed, like at home, which was kind of scary, but also I was glad it was happening at least because I was with friends and I felt comfortable. And it was just a weird experience because like going to bed in that dorm room, I was sleeping on the floor and I was just like wide awake the whole time. I probably dozed off or like passed out. And when it came time to go, they texted me and picked me up at 8 in the morning, which was way too early. And that was the first time I hadn't like actually slept through the night. So I was like mad that they were picking me up that early. And I tried to sneak out of the room without waking anybody else up because obviously they weren't up at 8 a.m. And I tried to sneak out, and then somebody texted me like as I was walking out. I was like, "Oh, are you okay? Did something happen or whatever?" And I was like, "No, my strict parents want me to come home this early." And the power was still out at my house. So they had no reason to take me back home. I didn't want to go back if the power wasn't on because then I couldn't do my homework, etc. So yeah, that was basically the whole time. It was fun, but a bit annoying. I hope that
Yeah.
I hope that wasn't too rambly of a story, but that was my experience.
No, it was good.
Do you have things that you do remember about it?
Okay, so give me 1 second to think.
Mhm.
Um, so like really, again, some of my not remembering has nothing to do with like drinking. It just happens to be like because it was so long ago at this point, I've just simply forgotten things about it.
Mhm.
But then the one thing that is still clear in my mind is when me and one of the patrons of the party went to
Mhm.
the bathroom. And then when I went to stand up to pull my pants up, I like leaned over to pull my pants up, and then I just kept leaning, and then I I
Oh
basically fell into the door.
no.
And then the friend was like, "Are you okay?" or something, and I was like, "I just fell into the door."
Oh.
But it was that I remember, which was pretty funny. And then I think at one point I made Totino's pizza rolls in
Oh,
their
you did.
microwave,
You
and
did.
then I brought up the SNL skit where it's
Yeah.
like a lesbian romance over Totino's pizza rolls,
Mhm.
and it might have been recreated at some point, but
I
it
remember
was
that. You're bringing that back for me. Thank you. Thank you.
it was that, and we played some card games. I don't exactly remember what we played, but there were card games that's
Wow.
of some kind.
Yes. Oh, that was a time. That was a
That,
simpler
that
time.
it was a simpler time. I wish we could go back to that to
Maybe
that party.
eventually. Maybe eventually.
Maybe.
But well, actually, both of the patrons of that party, like, aren't responding to my random snaps anymore. So I feel a little like they're not friends with me almost. But
Aw, damn.
yeah, I don't know if you've talked to either of them.
Um, no.
Yeah.
For
Yeah. Oh yeah.
obvious
Yeah. Yeah.
reasons to you,
Yeah. Yeah.
but we don't have to get into that here.
That's all right. I always like it's been a while since they haven't been talking to me, so I'm kind of over it. But when when it first started.
Mm.
I was a little like annoyed, a little like, what did I do?
Yeah, I
But
would be too. Like
yeah,
you guys were close.
yeah, like one of them sent me gifts for my birthday, and I was like, wow, that's super awesome. And then just
Yeah.
nothing, and just like silence, and I was like, oof, what happened?
Some people just change, man.
Yeah.
I know I was surprised because after not speaking to one of those patrons for a very, very long time, for specific reasons we won't get into,
Hmm.
uh, I did the thing where I was like dyeing my hair and stuff like a month ago, a few months ago, when I like bleached it blonde and then I
Hmm.
went pink, and when I took a pic of my bleached blonde hair and I put it on Snapchat, and I put some funny caption on it,
Hmm.
um, and then that patron of the party, like commented on it, and I didn't know how to respond because we hadn't spoken in months.
Hmm.
So I just didn't say anything.
You didn't say anything?
No, I
Oh,
just you know
yeah.
I didn't know what to say. I didn't really want to get into like a conversation, so I was just like,
That's
yeah,
fair. That's fair. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna be honest, Chris. I'm pretty
yeah.
tired.
Okay, that's understandable. I am too.
So I'm gonna let you go. But thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Of course, anytime, as long as I don't have esports practice.
Hmm. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I
Even if
didn't.
I do, if it's afterwards, that should be fine too. But
Okay.
any time, and
Yeah. Like.
I'll
Yeah.
try to do some stuff too, and have you come on and
Yeah.
commentate or talk and stuff.
Of course, I'll return the favor. And I hope I
Of
like. So there,
course.
really quick, there are some things that like drain you and take away energy, but this gave me energy and this made me feel happy. So thank you. And
Yes.
I hope it wasn't
Oh,
draining for you.
no, never. You, of course not.
Thank you.
Ah,
And thank you to any viewers who stayed till the end. I don't know if anybody did, but bless your heart. Poggers in the chat.
MLG poggers, kids. Let's get some.
All right, I'm stopping the stream.